bell, GMS fam, the green room. Let's talk about it. Hey, yo, GMS fam, the green room. What's going on, everybody? Welcome back. Now, today's show is a little different. Today's show is going to be a little different. First and foremost, I just want to say, shout out everybody in the chat right now. If you are participating, let me know you are in here. I'm about to turn this music down so we can really get to it. We play this background music for y'all real quick. GMS fam, hit that like button. I got a very special guest for me today. She hails from Florida. I believe she has a pet gator she hasn't told us about yet. I seen that motherfucker in the backyard somewhere. You know, she tried to move it out the camera. Was FaceTiming. And I was like, hey, how you doing, Biggie? And all of a sudden I heard, ah. And then I was like, what the fuck is that? She's like, nothing. I ain't got nothing. I ain't gonna tell the federales, Binky, but just know I seen the gator in your back, full grown gator at that. Said the nigga's name was Eugene. What the fuck that is? Who you got lineage in your family? Anyway, GMS fam, everybody welcome Binky to the stage.
Hello. Happy Saturday. I haven't been on your show in a long time, GMS.
I know. It's been a very long time.
It's been a couple years, I feel like, honestly.
Yeah. Gotta have my sister back on the GMS show. Hey, everybody in the chat, say welcome to Binky. Everybody say what up. Shout out to Zane, Vicious, Eclipse in the building, Southern California. King Lukey is here. Earth Dragon is here. Buck Savage, Jason Rex, Gig Hustler. All y'all, man, make sure y'all tap into the live chat, man. Let me know you're tuning in. Let me know if my mic is low or loud. If it's too loud, if it's too staticky, let me know now, because we on StreamYard today, because we got to do this collab joint. So I got to make sure the mic is right. All right, we got to make sure the mic is right. Shout out to my guy Mel. And who else is in here? Oh, I see y'all. I appreciate y'all. Thank you, man. Now, Binky, I brought you on today because we have some things to discuss, and I honestly just didn't want to be the only voice in this situation. I feel
Thank
like
you for inviting me.
Oh, of course. I'd love to have you. And one thing that I want to make sure to get clear to everybody is to make sure you subscribe to Binky Bianca's channel. I'm gonna make sure I put that in the description. You know, my high ass, I forgot to put it in the title, description, all that, but I'm gonna do it when the video's over. So for you, those that aren't subscribed and aren't hip to Binky's platform, go ahead and subscribe to that. Follow her on her socials. Everything is Binky Bianca. All right.
Thank you.
Now, Binky, I brought you here today to talk about some things going on in the 5150 realm, but we also have some other things, other topics I wanted to get to that I didn't speak about. We are going to speak on this beef between now that just risen out of the ground, Akademiks and Loren Lorosa. This is a very interesting back and forth, and I knew that Akademiks' big drunk ass wasn't going to remember 80% of the things that he has said in the past so far.
Yeah,
especially regarding the Kendrick and Drake situation. We're definitely going to get into that. Also, we're going to get into a little bit of the Diddy trial, just the beginning of it, just kind of talk about the jury selection and some of the things that are coming forth. I'll Be Sure just did an interview recently where he spoke on this whole situation. He also spoke on the fact and basically alluding to him being in a coma due to not just some random health issue, but he was alluding to the fact that Diddy might have had something to do with it, as well as Kim Porter's death. So we're definitely going to get into some of that. Shout out to Toke Champs, Glittery Bubbles. I see you. Shout out to you, Justin.
Hey,
he said, "Act be off the Henny." I forgot I could be clipping. I forgot I could do that. I'm so used to my other stream setup. I forgot I could do this. So yeah, I'm gonna highlight y'all comments as we go. Just remind me to do so. I'll just be so in my head. Now we have to get to it. For those that don't know what happened, matter of fact, I'm gonna actually cut the music off because I don't want. I feel like it's adding extra. Actually, no, it's not. I'll just keep it up. Fuck it.
It's Saturday.
I'm thinking too much. Yeah, I'm thinking too much about the strings. I don't usually use Streamlabs.
I know you. Yeah, what do you use? OBS Studio or something?
Yeah, I use Streamlabs, OBS, and it's really just a great outlet to use. I can just click something and just pop up. With this, I got to do the whole present and share screen and all that extra shit. But nonetheless, let's get to it. So we all know the BACKDOORIA war is happening right now with Corey Holcomb and Godfrey and his good friend Akeem Woods, who has been in the comment section. He actually corrected me. I'm thinking he's a co-host.
Akeem did?
He was a reoccurring guest. So he's just a guest on the show. He's not an actual co-host. He's not stamped as a co-host on Godfrey's channel, but nonetheless, he has been there a lot.
Okay.
And he corrected a few things in the chat, kind of went back and forth with a few people. Because, we have the people that think the same way as Corey and kind of, use some of his logic to bring towards reasoning. But with Akeem's situation, he's taking the route of he's asking the simple questions that I don't think are going to be answered in such a simple way when it comes to, Corey responding or not. I don't think he's actually going to respond to this guy. We'll see. The video is kind of catching traction. But
Akeem's video?
Yes, his video, the initial one. So the one that I posted a clip of some of the things he had to say on Instagram Live because, of course, after Corey said what he had to say on 5150, Akeem addressed the fact that him and Corey got on the phone for 30 minutes and had a good conversation. Sounds familiar. And all of a sudden, after that, things went left again.
They love the phone, don't they? Boy.
Yeah, I don't know what that is. I think it's like we can call you and kind of check the temperature type thing. Yeah. And at the end of the day, if ain't nobody getting touched out where you live who got an issue with you besides a bitch, I don't want to hear you talk no tough shit or try to act like you got connections to do X, Y. I don't want to hear about that. Because the only person we done heard about that got smacked up, fapped up, punched, or muffed is a woman by the name of Christina Payne.
Well,
and I know a lot of people got issues with Corey out there in LA, but hey, that's another thing. I don't really know. But I'm just taking it. I'm taking an educated guess.
Yeah.
So that whole phone call thing, all that stuff, man, miss me with all that and keep it on the internet. Don't do all that extra shit. Now
that fake tough guy stuff. Yeah.
Exactly. So Akeem went on his Instagram and he decided to release a part video. He actually released a longer form video. We're going to get to that, but let's hear what he had to say in this one first and foremost. Listen up.
By saying at this point, everybody, including Corey Holcomb, needs to just come out at this point, displaying a shirt that says simply "come out." Listen to what Akeem had to say about Corey right here.
BACKDOORIA talk.
All right, listen, y'all. I love that shit.
BACKDOORIA talk.
You stupid.
All right, listen, y'all. I listened to Corey's little podcast last night. And of course, he mentioned me again without mentioning me. So I had to address it. This is my last time addressing it. I'm making a video. I'm going to post it later on Instagram, and then I'm going to make a longer video and throw it up on YouTube. And y'all know I'm done because I said I'm posting on YouTube. I do not post on YouTube. I got like 300 followers over there. But long videos do better over there. So I'm just going to post it and let it happen. I'm done with the beef. Corey's a grown-ass 56-year-old man obsessed with homosexuality and still has the same weird notion that if you have gay friends, you're gay. Are we 6? I don't like. It's stupid. So I'm going to address it in the video. Make sure y'all tune in. All right, y'all. Listen, I'm going to address this. This is probably one of my last video addressing the whole Corey beef. I'll make a longer video on YouTube and post it there to my 200 followers because I don't use YouTube, and just leave it there and let what happens. Corey and I had a 30-minute phone conversation last week. I thought it was cordial. He wanted to know why I was talking shit. I never was talking shit. I said, why is a 56-year-old man obsessed with homosexuality? That's what I said
question.
to him on the phone, and that's what I said to him. That's what I said on the podcast. That's always been my point, and I stand 10 toes down on my point. Corey, we ended. The beef was ended. We had a good conversation that ended on a good note. I thought we was done. I find out because Vance was texting me. Corey went on his podcast and said, Godfrey's gay. He called Godfrey gay again, which he said on the phone he was going to. And I'm like, live your truth, whatever. Then he says, I know Godfrey's gay because he got a gay opener. And they... Y'all, I hate to have to look through a camera and let y'all know this. Godfrey is straight. And we aren't having sex. It's you can be a straight man and have gay friends. Also, what Corey didn't left out is Godfrey has 3 openers. I'm the only gay one. Dante Nero opens for him, Artie Fuqua opens for him, and Mike James opens for him. So by your logic, are all 3 of them gay? Because they're not. It doesn't make sense. Y'all don't make sense. But what I really want to highlight is this video. And I know the 5150 fans are going to be mad, but I'm just going to call a spade a spade. Corey's a coward. By definition, he's a coward. And I know y'all going to take that to heart. It's like, well, you talking shit. No, he is a coward. We talked on the phone for 30 minutes, and he never once said, yo, are you sleeping with Godfrey? He never insinuated it. He never said it once on the phone.
That part to me is interesting because of how much he was sitting on his show saying, if you can answer the question, have you ever penetrated or been penetrated by another man? You answer that question, they be hiding. They try to skip that question. They don't want to answer that question. Then you get on the phone with somebody that's openly
gay. Yeah.
And you have this insinuation or you have this notion that Godfrey has him on tour because he wants to secretly get down behind closed doors. You should have asked him then instead of going to the podcast later after having a quote unquote good conversation and then going on and saying some shit like that.
Right. And said it with your chest while you got the man on the phone.
Oh yeah. I didn't understand that, but people do act different when they are speaking to people like directly and not just on the camera trying to entertain. I do believe that he does add extra on his show. Because when you see how he reacts to how people respond to him, he likes to revert to, this is a 5150 show. 5150 means this. I tell jokes. I do, like he's trying to minimalize the things that he says. But the one thing a lot of people, because I've seen people argue this in the chat too, where he's a comedian. Y'all have to understand he's telling jokes, or you gotta lighten up. You have to understand, just because you know he's joking, or just because you feel like he's joking, or just because he's a comedian, doesn't mean the people he's speaking on that he's kind of pushing these narratives against, because we can't hide the fact that the people that watch him believe the things that he says.
Yes. And so they believe everything he says. They defend him.
Everything. Everything. So much so that when you talk about Hollywood, the first thing people say is, oh, well, he didn't. Well, is he joking then? Is it just all jokes? Is it just all all fun and games, and he's just trying to be entertaining. Then, like, how do y'all decipher when he's telling the truth and when he's not telling the truth, or when he's just doing it for entertainment? But it's like they use the excuses when it's convenient. The way that I see things is, if Corey talks about somebody and the person on the other end is like, oh, that's just how Corey is, then that's just what it is. But if somebody responds and is like, yo, I don't mess with that, Corey is this, Corey start coming back at him, he can't now be the one on the defense. That's what
kills me. That's what kills me about Corey and his fans and people that defend him. He will talk about people for years and years and years, multiple shows. And then as soon as someone has a response or a rebuttal, all of a sudden they're doing too much. And Corey's just doing entertainment. And why are they offended? It's like, are we on the same planet? Is he the only one that's allowed to talk shit? Everybody could talk shit. He is not the only one.
And secret animosity comes from somebody who goes out of their way to talk down on somebody or to say something that's disparaging or negative about somebody that hasn't been said about them by the person on the other end.
That's right.
You can't be, oh, I said this about this guy or labeling this person something or putting these false allegations on somebody. And when they respond, now all of a sudden they got this animosity or they jealous or they want to be in your spot and they're not a headliner. That to me is delusion. Sab One says, GMS, did you know Godfrey has more subscribers than Corey? I did not know that.
I know he has a lot. I didn't realize he had more. And his channel hasn't been around that long, has it?
Nah.
And Godfrey, we trust.
But to be realistic about that, Godfrey appeals to a much more broader audience just based on his subject matter and the fact that Corey is niche in the way where a lot of his subject matter isn't for a lot of sensitive ears. You know, people can go to Godfrey's podcast and not hear, people talking bad about LGBTQ. As a matter of fact, he has somebody LGBTQ on his podcast. Yeah. You ain't got to hear him talk about how the industry, how you got to do certain things just to be successful in the industry, or whatever the case may be every week. You know what I'm saying?
Diverse topics.
His audience is diverse as well. And when he goes out on stage, when he does his comedy, and that's not a knock to 5150. Corey has his own lane of people that watch his stuff and understand where he's coming from. But I mean, just from a realistic standpoint, that's the only reason why he does have more subscribers. It's just he appeals to a broader audience. And
I think that's a feat though, because we're in this content creation game. It's not easy to build on YouTube. So for Godfrey to have more than Corey, that is pretty good. Like for him to be on YouTube less time.
Now, this too, Corey got more live viewers. Yeah, and that's the thing. You don't necessarily have to. That just because you have more subscribers doesn't necessarily mean that people are going to be watching you as much, or if people even care that you exist.
That's true. I've seen people with 1 million subscribers. I've seen people with 1 million subscribers that have like 200 or 300 people in the chat, and I'm like, hell, we've had that on 3Gs before. You know what I'm saying? And we don't even have 6,000 subscribers. So
exactly, it's all about the algorithm. I think the numbers game too is what's wicked when it comes to how people perceive things. Like now that we're in the age of more people understanding like the music industry and the type of things that they do. Like it's crazy how the bot conversation is sticking to Kendrick because of the certain fan base that want to apply that to just Kendrick and his success right now. For one, you cannot bot selling out stadiums with real people. And
people knowing the lyrics.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? Like they're not just there standing there. They're singing and rapping with him. Like those are fans.
You can't bot that. And second of all, yes, every single one of these major artists have their labels bought their shit, and these guys don't care because it helps them. But see, because Drake is on the losing end of the beef of the battle, now he's suing, trying to expose his own label for doing something that they did for him.
They did it for him because he had some of the wackest shit come out, and I'm like, this 2C slide bull, like, what is this? But it was everywhere.
And not even just that. it literally goes back to the simple fact that most people, when things benefit them, are going to be silent. They're not going to care about how this may look, or they're not going to care about anybody else going through it. Drake has watched many of people go through a lot of turmoil and bullshit with labels and never went to bat for anybody like that, or try to make some type of public statement, or try to really go hard on trying to hold labels accountable until the beef happened.
Yeah, you're right.
So, and we're getting off on a tangent, but we'll get to some of that stuff later. Let's continue on with the rest of Hakeem's video. It's only a couple seconds.
And then he got on this podcast in front of all y'all and proceeded to say it over and over and over again. If he's a man like y'all say, why did he say it to me on the phone? Maybe he's not a coward, but what he just did is cowardly. So a spade is a spade. But also, I want to let y'all know, if I was sleeping with somebody, I wouldn't be featuring. You think I'm second feature? You think I'm second feature in Phoenix this weekend? If I was second, I'd be hosting the Oscars. What are you talking about? Use logic. Anyway, just read the shirt, because at this point, y'all need to just do this.
Come out.
So he basically was like, just come out at this point. You're so
funny.
obsessed with the LGBTQ topic. Just come out already. Zane said the losing end of a beef is crazy. Zane definitely is a Drake supporter and doesn't believe that Drake lost the battle. But
what? We're gonna talk about that later, because I don't even.
No matter what people say, no matter what people say, you will not rewrite history. All right, you go ahead and type that shit all day. You are not going to read from every step of the way. Everything that people said that wasn't going to happen, or that was impossible, or that, oh yeah, you enjoy the battle now because Kendrick's going to be inside for another 5 years. Y'all better hope y'all. Come on, man.
Oh, he
everything
said no,
that's happened, huh?
He said he mean the wording.
It doesn't even matter about the wording. He lost. I don't care about the wording. I ain't pausing that. The nigga lost the beef. All right, we gonna talk about that shit later. But Stone Band says Godfrey is unapologetically pro-black. He always speaks on topics when blacks are treated unfairly. All I hear Corey worry about is having to be a BACKDOORIA in his business to make it. Now, I'm not gonna act like Corey didn't spend years speaking up for black issues and speaking up for black people. I'm not gonna act like he don't do that. As of late, as of the last
5 years,
yeah, because his name, and that's another thing, because his name has been attached to so much drama and so much turmoil, you're gonna get mostly that out of him now, and I think that's, it's synonymous with kind of how I've been trying to explain the whole Dave Chappelle thing. He talked about Dave Chappelle being funny on stage, and certain people, a lot of people actually echo those sentiments, because the one thing I think a lot of them forget is that while in the midst of doing specials, we would have got totally different specials from Dave if the backlash didn't start coming from the LGBTQ community and they trying to label him a transphobic person and trying to get him up out the paint. So now inevitably, because that's the main topic surrounding his name, he speaks on things that's happening in life. You're going to get a lot of that in his specials or in him in his presentation, because not only is he trying to defend his name, he's also somebody who articulates himself in a way where he tries to have people understand his sentiments. You're gonna get a more focused. He's gonna be more focused on that subject, and people are like, well, why are you still talking about it? Because they're still hammering that shit down on him. So same thing with Corey. Every week he's seeing videos and people bring up, oh, he hates women, or he's a homophobic, and he's this and that. So inevitably, just to shoot him some bail, that's going to be the most things he's going to be talking about.
I'm about to snatch that bell right out your motherfucking hand.
Let's go.
No. Okay. No. But what you're saying does make sense, because you're right. His stuff is getting clipped more and shared in spaces that it wasn't before. So he's getting attacked more. That is true. However, okay, this has been Corey for at least the last 5 years. And I feel like maybe it has something to do with when his divorce proceedings started. Like, he has changed a lot as far as the way that he runs his show. Now, there's nothing wrong with him wanting to have like a fair shot at displaying his talent and getting paid for it in Hollywood without having to do gay things. There's nothing wrong with that at all. But to obsess about it and obsessed about who's sleeping with who, that's a man, and all these things week after week after week after week for years on end is exhausting. It's draining. People are tired of that. And I'm a straight woman, and I literally had stopped watching his show even before the whole Zoe and Corey blow up. I had stopped watching his show before that because he was on that back then. Like, I'm like, okay, we get it. There's so many other things you could talk about that you used to talk about. This is old. I just happened to catch that fight because I was at the gym late at night.
I got another one too. This right here, because I see a lot of people say this in place of,
oh my God, this tether shit.
Speaking up for Black people. I think you can by the definition of what people say a tether is, okay, sure. But I think when you call people that, I think it's to be derogatory towards that group. Now, I'm not saying that necessarily in defense, because trust me, I stay on Twitter, I stay on these different apps, I stay on these social media sites. African niggas, Jamaican niggas, Puerto Rican niggas, they be trying to talk crazy about Black people. They be trying to say a whole bunch, they be trying to push us away from trying to uplift foundational Black Americans in this country. I see it all the time. I'm not saying all of them do. Don't try to quote me and say, oh, he's saying that. No, I'm seeing what I see on social media. I'm only pertaining to those specific people that do that and go out of their way to talk crazy about Black Americans. Yeah. What I will say is that the reason why I won't ever address Godfrey in that way, because he's not taking that same approach that other Africans are doing on social media. He's not hearing people who are FBA call him a tether and be like, well, fuck y'all Black Americans, y'all this, y'all lazy, y'all can't do nothing for yourself, y'all where the fathers are. He's continuously all through his entire career took up for Black Americans and don't care about his own lineage being mad at that. You are from America, you are engulfed in Black culture. You understand that the respect level must be there and the understanding must be there for you to coexist in this space. So I'll never disrespect Godfrey in that way. Yeah.
And can I say something to that too? Like, I like this whole FBA movement, and I like the fact that we are, taking our identity to the forefront and saying, listen, Black American culture is a culture, foundational Black Americans is a thing, we're not as African American stuff, whatever. I do like that. What I don't like is if someone that is not a Black American disagrees with a Black American, then there are all kinds of names. Then they're dismissed. I don't like that. And I don't like people making things up just because, let's say like he's in an argument right now, Godfrey is with Corey. That doesn't mean that he's saying F all Black Americans and none of our issues are relevant or matter. Like, I don't like that kind of thinking, because it doesn't even make any sense. It's not what's happening.
And I want to say this quick, because I see another comment down here. I want to bring y'all up an example of why some of the things Corey does is hypocritical and why y'all shouldn't be so gung-ho on following his word as Bible for certain things that he thinks is needed or necessary to speak to a man. Christopher says, Godfrey still hasn't answered Corey's question. Have you penetrated another man, or has another man penetrated you? First and foremost, Godfrey is not obligated to answer Corey's question as if Corey is God or he's the man or alpha that needs some type of reassurance in his mind. That it doesn't need to be said. And for people that are like, oh, well, if he's not going to answer, that must mean he does. No, he's a grown-ass man that doesn't have to answer a question because some other man has an obsession with whether or not other men are screwing each other. Also, let me bring up a nice little example. I called some shit out. Somebody close to that man was doing some weird shit, questionable shit. Weird, very weird shit. A lot of people know what I'm talking
disgusting. About. Yeah.
And I said, you talk about a lot of people, you call a lot of people out. Let's see where your morals are at. Will you say something about this? You want to know what he said?
He ain't friends.
If I say something, if I say what you want me to say, I'll be just like you. If a nigga telling me to say something and I say what he want me to say, how much? The same logic applies.
But you have to have logic, GMS. And a lot of Corey's fans and Corey himself they just don't operate in logic. They just don't.
And that was something that really needed to be answered. That was something that needed to be addressed.
Yeah, that's your man's.
It still has not been addressed, and that's still somebody he holds near and dear to him and calls him a close friend. So I don't want to hear nobody say shit to me about what somebody should answer just because Corey told them or said you need to answer that question. Nah, get the fuck out.
Because he didn't answer. And do you remember he literally that next show was like, people try to connect other people to me and I'm not friends with nobody. Like he was trying to distance himself at first.
Yeah.
You know, before he kind of pulled him back into the fold for whatever reason.
I'll be by myself.
Yeah, I be by myself. So it's like, do Corey answer to other people's accusations about him all the time? No, he doesn't, but it's accepted because people are fans of him.
And then I have to answer this too, because he's saying that Godfrey is somebody that's trying to cause confusion among FBA black people, and then go on to spread the idea that Corey gave you. Not because other people gave that idea, not because there's just some rumor that has been around for years about Godfrey. It's because Corey put it out there that this is what I'm talking about. Yeah. My perfect example of what I said earlier. How do you gauge whether or not he's just joking or being entertaining or if he's being serious? This is the result of people feeling like what he's saying is for real. So then when we comment on it or we talk about it, people be like, oh, y'all always trying to analyze. Y'all, he's a comedian. He tells jokes. No, people really believe this shit without no proof, without not a stitch of evidence, all because this man says so, and then believe that he's supposed to answer a question based on what Corey's fallacy in his mind is.
Right, and to be clear, Godfrey did say, I'm not gay. Like, I mean, he doesn't have to be like, Corey, I haven't had a man penetrate me. He said, I'm not gay. Like on the show when him and Akeem, when he did the imitation of Corey or whatever, during that show, he was like, I'm not gay. Like, this is so stupid. Like,
but the first time they got into it.
Right. So it's like, how many times does he need to say it? Or is it that he doesn't address Corey by name and doesn't word for word repeat back the question to him? No, he said he's not gay. Just because you may feel like there's something you see in him that he's gay or the way that he speaks. Because, you know, a lot of hood dudes, especially, you know, if they see any man or woman that speaks proper English, okay, that doesn't say fo, but says for, you know, and door, and, you know, can speak clearly. You know, Godfrey's dad was a teacher and is intelligent. A lot of times they will try to slap a lot of labels on people just because they don't speak ignorantly and they aren't ignorant. You cannot say someone is gay if they are not gay. And if they are saying they're not gay, you can't then say, well, he is, and that's just that. That's stupid.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. So now in the long form sense, no pun intended, pause, no Diddy. Akeem now went on IG Live and did a longer form explanation. Now, I'm not going to play this entire thing because I don't think it's worth it. No disrespect to him, but it's like, 45 minutes. It doesn't take that long. I mean, unless you're like reviewing some shit and going through videos, it shouldn't take 45 minutes to let people know that you think Corey is in the closet. Now, I'm just assuming because I haven't watched this yet. So we're all going to watch this at the same time together. If you haven't seen it or know about this, we're all going to be seeing it for the first time together. So it's going to be a live reaction to some of the things that Akeem had to say. Before I do that, I'm going to read a couple more comments and then we're going to get into the video. So Christopher says, but he played a character named Gayman, but a heterosexual man can't ask him the question if he's gay or not. Make it make sense. I'll make it make sense because I've said this before. Matter of fact, I'm not going to give you a statement. I'm going to give you a question. Answer these two questions. Was his name Gayman in the movie? Yes or no? Question 2. Was his character gay in the movie? And did you see him do anything gay in the movie, or did you see him in a jacuzzi with bitches before he died?
Thank you.
Falling on his head. I just want to know. Let me know, because I for one thought that was just I thought that was a funny play on somebody's name.
Mm-hmm.
I think it was hilarious because it just was one of those things where it was just so out of bounds, but it was still like, why would you? And then the way he explained it was like you could tell he was like, if his character was real, that'd be how he's tried to explain it his whole life, because he understood that him being called gay man was in a derogatory way. I thought that the comedy of it all was what it was. If he was in the movie doing some shit like that, then I feel like Corey would have a leg to stand on.
Mm-hmm.
But was he doing gay things in the movie? Was his character gay, or was his name just gay men for comedy's sake? You know what I'm saying? Like, you can't even hold on to that.
Think about this. Yeah.
Do you see the type of things that Corey does to his fans? He'll say some shit so much that motherfuckers be like, well, see, now I was laughing at that when it happened, but now that Corey said that, oh, you missed the gay man in the movie, now I'm questioning if he's really gay now.
Mm-hmm.
Come on, man.
It's silly.
Come on, dog. All right, let's get to the video.
Going live to give y'all the tea on my homegirl, Corey Holcomb.
Oh, no.
Not homegirl.
Finally coming out. Congrats.
Oh, no.
Shut up, Pedro. I just did a video about Corey. Because here's the thing about Corey, right? That y'all might not know. Not only is he a homophobic, misogynistic bigot, which we all kind of knew that. But what we didn't know, and that's the video I did. It's a 20-minute video. It's going to drop on YouTube tomorrow when the editor gets done on Godfrey's network. But if you didn't know, Corey is also, drum roll please. I can't do the drum roll.
Nigga look like the god of BACKDOORIA war.
He's a coward. Yeah, I know. Y'all didn't know that. He's a coward.
Nigga's name was Gatos. I'm kidding, bro. All right.
Akeem, this is GMS saying
Come here,
that.
boy.
Okay?
Yeah, and the reason I say that, I don't use that word lightly. Me and Corey had a 30-minute phone conversation, right? We talked on the phone for 30 minutes. And he called me. I didn't call the nigga. He reached out to Dante. Dante gave him my number. He called me. We talked on the phone for 30 minutes and get Malcolm on him. Shut up. I haven't done Straight Tuesday. Yeah, next Tuesday I'm gonna drop a Straight Tuesday video about Corey. That's actually a funny idea. But we talked on the phone for a half hour, right? And on the phone conversation, it was cordial. Like we wasn't butting heads. I thought we squashed the beef during the phone conversation. So during the phone conversation, I said basically exactly what I said on Godfrey's podcast. I said, here's what happened, right? I think Corey was expecting, think we need some more Straight Tuesday. Yeah, I guess I'll bring it back. I think Corey was expecting me to be intimidated by him or scared of him or something. Because people just view gay people as women or as cowards or something. I don't know. That's how they view us. And I'm not saying I'm a thug life nigga or something. Like, I'm not. But I grew up around hood people. I lived in South Central for 4 years. Like, I'm not scared of black people. I'm black. What are we doing? So he called me. He was intimidating me or trying to intimidate me. And I guess he was expecting me to cower. I didn't. I said exactly to him on the phone, exactly what I said on Godfrey's podcast. I said to him on the phone. I said, and I quote, I don't understand why a grown 56-year-old man is obsessed with who and who isn't gay. That's what I said to him on the phone. And then we had a back and forth conversation. And then I said, Corey, you are spreading a lot of hate on your podcast. It's a hateful podcast. And then he said, that's when he got mad. He's like, nah, I don't spread hate. That's not my style. This, that, and the third, right? Then I said to Corey, well, Corey, whether you're doing it purposely or whether you're doing it by mistake, the videos you're putting out are painting this picture that a straight black man and a gay black man can't be friends without it compromising the straight black man's straightness. I'm like, your videos are doing a detriment to the black community in regards to the gay community.
Now, I'm gonna stop it here because I want to say this, man. One thing that I have noticed over time is that if and not just, I'm not speaking on Corey in particular, but like if a straight man says that he doesn't want to have gay friends or be around gay people, people automatically take that as homophobic. Mm-hmm. And honestly, you have a choice to be around whoever you want to be around. It doesn't necessarily mean that you hate these people or whatever. It just means that maybe some shit may make you feel uncomfortable. Mm-hmm. And it's not up to the person in question to make you feel comfortable with it. If you don't feel comfortable with something, you don't feel comfortable with it. The same way I would assume a gay man doesn't feel comfortable being in an environment where there's a chance, or like I don't even know how to put it because I don't know really.
Listen, I've heard gay men say they've been uncomfortable in going to the barbershop. Like they get anxiety going to get their haircut.
Right. So that's what I'm trying to say. I was trying to say it without, because it's a way that you say certain things and people be thinking that you trying to hate or sound, malicious, but really that's what you hear. You hear a gay dude say when they go in the barbershop or when they go to certain settings where it's really straight male dominated, they feel uncomfortable because of them having to act more masculine or try to, hide the fact or not really say it because they don't know how people are going to feel around them. The same way you feel uncomfortable in that sense, a straight man can feel uncomfortable being around gay people without it being hate. Right.
Yeah, it's not a hate thing.
I feel like it crosses homophobia when you start to say negative things or start to be malicious towards that group of people when you're around them or when you're not around them, whatever case you want to use. But I don't think it's homophobic. Now, what I will say this too, Corey has the right to feel how he feels regardless of how he's saying it. Mm-hmm. That does not mean, though, that people aren't going to feel a certain type of way about it. So when he's saying that Corey's like, no, I don't spread hate, it's not at that point what you put out there and how you put it out there. Now it's not up to you how people perceive it.
Yep.
If they take it the wrong way, then that's just what it is. I have apologized several times in my life for doing something I didn't feel like was malicious or bad or hurtful. But because the person on the other end was hurt or felt some type of way about it, I apologize for it because I didn't want to make that person feel that way. So if you're not leading with hate or if you're not trying to put hate out into the world, it should be easy for you to be like, oh, no, that's not my intentions. My apologies. I'm not trying to hurt y'all feelings. I'm just being honest however I should be honest about the situation. I'm just trying to speak my truth.
Yeah, and you don't want to force people into uncomfortable situations. Like it's not right to do that either. So you're right. If straight men are not, for whatever their reasons are, comfortable hanging out with gay men, they don't have to be. They just don't. Like there are plenty of straight men that are, and that's who you should chill with. But don't try to force these other people if they're not with it.
Bijou, I think that's how you say the name, Bijou Cassell, said, I have a gay cousin I'd ride or die for as a female. I don't think any of my male family would do the same. That's just the culture. I've been up in church most of my life up until like adulthood. Plenty of gay people in church, plenty of gay people that be around when y'all have like church gatherings of people from y'all church that come through, or people that come through to eat. I'm used to seeing people and conversating with people, but it's not even a thing of, I'm afraid that y'all around because y'all gonna do this or do that. I think there's a certain level of awareness for certain individuals because it's not that my family necessarily is gung ho on, being around LGBTQ, but also it's church, nigga. Like you can't stop gay niggas from being like, that's just what it is. Like that shit happened.
Yeah.
But I feel like if there's somebody like family members, somebody that you love and care for, of course, if you don't ride for your family just because they gay, you a coward. You weird. You know what I'm saying? That's your blood, and that's even more of a more should be more reassurance to you that they're not gonna try to do something to you,
Right?
because that's your family.
Your
like,
family, so
they
they're
gonna
already
try
repulsed by you. Like, ugh.
Yeah. That's how you. That's. I mean, a lot of it comes with common sense, but it's like, for instance, you go outside and you go hang out somewhere. You don't have to be around people. You don't have to watch certain things either. I mean, it's a choice when you watch certain things. And I feel like people that are very hypersensitive and very defensive and very loud about their disdain for the LGBTQ community, a lot of those people, a big percentage of them probably are in the closet.
They're closeted. They could have been like, touched as young boys, and they never told anybody about it. I just feel like things that I don't have any interest in or don't want to be a part of or I don't like, I mean this from the bottom of my heart, I do not pay any attention to it. I ignore it. I scroll right by it. I don't comment on it. A lot of times I block stuff. Like if I see something I don't want to see, or like somebody talking about something I want to talk about, especially on YouTube, I'll click it and say, don't recommend this channel. Like, I just don't get in my feelings about things that have nothing to do with me or my interests. So that's, I think, and probably Akeem, and a lot of people are probably like that, where it's like, I know how to block things that I have no interest in. I know how to not talk about them for hours at a time every week. So I'm not understanding, because you clearly talk about this so much. Something's going on, and I do understand where he's coming from with that.
What's he say?
Hey,
Woke
Infinite.
What up, Infinite? Woke is the new sleep said, family try family, nigga. What the F are you talking about?
I mean,
we all know this. This is like this. I mean, that's common knowledge. We know that stuff happens. I'm talking about the fear when a straight man gets around a random gay man. You don't have to be around them. You have a fear that you can get away from. You don't have to be in that situation. That's basically what I'm talking about. And then when you have family that you've grown up with and that you trust and that you love and care for, that's what I'm talking about. I'm not talking about the instances where where something has happened to somebody. It's clearly, if the person that mentioned their cousin is somebody who they trust and love, and they don't think that that's something that will happen because of the fact that it's been years and they have that rapport with each other. So I mean, it's situation based, but we're not neglecting certain things that happen, but you have to also live in the truth of not that stuff doesn't happen all the time, and it's something that's not, I don't think, a reoccurring thing for people who have friends in that community.
Right.
I necessarily don't, but that's not, you know what I'm saying?
But most women do.
Exactly. Most women do. I don't, and the reason why I don't, there is no reason to it. I haven't come across no gay friends, and I'm not searching for it either. I'm not outside like, hey, I need to have some gay friends in my circle. Like,
but I think honestly, GMS, like when you get more, and I'm saying when because it will happen, when you get more into the entertainment industry, you're gonna be around them, because a lot of creatives, a lot of people that do things as far as setup production and things like that, they are gay. So you probably are going to network and meet people that are your friends in that capacity. Like for me, I only have really one gay friend, and I met him because he worked with a friend of mine. But that's it. Other than that, is content creators that I'm just like cordial with. But most of the time it's just who you're around. So I understand why you don't have any gay friends, because you're not around them. But when you get in that industry, you are going to be around them.
I know a lot of gay women though. I know. I'm
sure you do. We all do.
Christopher X said, looks like a whole lot of buck breaking protection going on in this show. What our people are under attack for population control. They want all black people to be FBA, to be gay. That to me, that's an internet narrative, man. If you're not out here,
outside,
I see so many people speak on this. And so much so that it outweighs the number of this actually happening. Like, enough people have the common knowledge to feel like this is happening to the point where they don't participate in it or even support it or speak out against it. So I don't ever see that as an actual active thing that's going on. I just asked this question on one of the last shows. I said, how many of y'all actually, like Binky said, go outside? How many of y'all have gone outside and seen black couples together?
Oh my God.
A man and a woman, a black man and a black woman. How many of y'all gone outside and seen this? So don't tell me that there is some attack on our pop. Matter of fact, the attack on the population is supposedly supposed to be against white people. They the ones that scared that they the ones that are dying out and about to be all beige in the next 20, 30 years. I'm not afraid of that because I see us continuing to populate the earth. I see way too many black couples together for me to believe that there's
black children.
That there's a working agenda. I'm not saying that there isn't an agenda. I'm just saying, is it working? Have you seen it work?
Right. And also I want to say that having understanding and tolerance for people that are different than you doesn't mean that you're falling prey to some kind of agenda. I'm sorry, I don't hate people because of who they sleep with. You're not going to make me hate them because they sleep with other men. You're just not going to do that. Sorry. Like, you think that because we have this agenda that's going on, I do believe there's an agenda, that we should just shut these people out, isolate them, and treat them like shit. Like, what is your point?
I don't see. I don't go outside and see this. That's my whole point. And we all live in different places. You know, everybody has a different story about what they see. But I want to know how many of y'all knew a straight black man before this agenda happened, and then all of a sudden they became gay after it did happen. How many of y'all have seen people turn gay, or you just already know people that are gay? I have not since this narrative has been around. Once again, let me be clear. I'm not saying there is no agenda. What I'm saying is, has it worked? What have you seen in your life where people that you know personally, and I want to hear the stories. I'm not dispelling it. I'm not saying it hasn't happened. I just haven't seen it. And I want to know if this is something that is working. There's something that you see. People you know personally. Don't talk about the internet. Don't talk about things you've seen on Twitter and Instagram. Tell me what has happened in real life. People you know, family and friends who have turned gay since this has happened because of the agenda that's out here.
And I think if this means so much to all the black men, right, that are here and feel very strongly about it, I hope that means that you are taking care of all of your children, that you're with your children's mother, you're raising them in a household together, you're present, because that does make a difference in a young man's life. Not saying that there aren't some people that are born gay, regardless of if the father's there or not, but there are a lot of people that are touched and there's not a man around. And there's a lot that happens that I believe that makes people gay. I don't think that everybody's born gay. So hopefully y'all are doing your part as black men to ensure that this agenda doesn't go forth.
Find me one single video, one single statement, audio, campaign where Kamala or Obama, now don't take this as support for them. I'm just trying to bring up some logic here, trying to bring up some reasoning, some facts. Name one time that they've come out and say black people just need to be gay. Find me that, because there's a difference between them saying that they support LGBTQ rights and whatever the case may be, opposed to going out and campaigning that black people should become gay just so they can have more gay black people. That's what I want to know when that is happening.
Yeah. Like, I don't see that. Because again, people feel like because you have tolerance and acceptance for people's differences, that you're promoting it as the way to be. Now, there has been way too much, I feel like, on the left with a lot of that. I do agree with that. But I didn't see anything where they're like, black people, you need to be gay or else. You know, like, I wasn't seeing that shit. Get the fuck out of here.
Let's see. Let's see what else I can see. Hurricane says there is videos of the mother training the son to be gay. I've seen that video. You can't take one instance and apply it to a bunch of people, man, because I still haven't seen nothing like that before. And I'm pretty sure they take that seriously. CPS takes shit like that seriously.
And that's wrong. Like, what's her problem? And where is the father?
She's evil. Yeah, she's evil for that shit.
She is horrible for that and disgusting. Like, why would you do that to your son?
And I wholeheartedly believe and I back the notion of straight black fathers raising their sons to be men.
Yes.
I support that realm of life. I need y'all to understand that, because like I said, it's not that I don't believe there's an agenda. There clearly is, but allowing that to work on you or your family as if you don't have say over how you raise your family, how you teach your kids. You have every outlet to keep them from indulging or learning into certain things and only teaching them what you want them to learn. You have the ability to do that. These children, and that's granted them being with you all the time. If these are your children that live with you, you have say over this.
Yes, you do. That's what I'm saying. But they never want to address that. And even like the commenter I see, nigga 360, I guess, saying Obama's the one that made gay marriage legal. Y'all are obviously uninformed and pro-gay. Him making gay marriage legal
for gay black people or gay people,
right? Like, that's what I'm saying. Like, is that him
gay,
saying we have to go and be gay? It's like the logic, the points do not connect.
That's
like,
what
y'all sound smart to dumb.
Obama
niggas.
made it legal. Obama made it legal for people for gay marriage. So now all of a sudden, a bunch of straight black men are turning gay because he made gay marriage legal. Like this is what I'm saying. What is the logic behind that?
I get
understand the agenda, but has it worked?
And it hasn't worked.
Come
but
on,
they have
man.
been doing too much. And like I said, like not hating people, being tolerant of their life, or not even really caring about it doesn't mean I'm pro anything. I'm pro people living their life and being happy. As long as you're not breaking the law, you're not doing anything under, over anybody's objections that they don't want you to do with them or to them. I don't care. Why do you care so much?
This is great to me, because I love when people don't want to hear like logic or reasoning because they want you to feed into whatever type of narrative that they want to push. He has yet, when we're sitting here talking about people not answering questions, none of these niggas that are sitting up here saying this have answered my question about what has it done to the people in your life? Where have you gone? Where you walked? As soon as I said what happened in real life, a nigga put up, well, I saw on a video on social media. What did you see in real life, dog? Like, I'm trying to have y'all think outside of social media. If there are instances that you have went through or that you see in person, tell us what happened. What have you seen?
Listen, he can't. And, shout out to Mr. Anonymous Christopher X. I want you to get up here with your face and name and voice and back everything you're saying and come with evidence. Don't tell me what I sound like. Come show me what you sound like and look like.
A straight man avoiding evil, gay sodomites is homophobic. Did we say any of that? That's what I'm saying. These niggas don't listen because they be so in their head to say some shit. Didn't nobody say any of that? we literally, I swear to God, go back in the beginning when I literally said a straight man not wanting to be around gay people isn't homophobic. I literally said that out of my mouth. Several times. I
agree with you because that's correct. They shouldn't have to be around.
Decided to say the opposite. Like you didn't hear what I said.
Listen, as AP says, shout out to AP, Corey is the king of the dumb niggas because that's exactly what these are.
He said, GMS, you smoke White Owls and dumb. I smoke joints. I don't know why you're projecting that way. What the fuck? Who smokes White Owls who isn't a 15-year-old or 16-year-old in high school? Shut that dumb shit up. And you smoke weak ass weed. You got to smoke 7 blunts to get a smidgen of high that I get off of one joint. Don't ever come to me talking about smoking White Owls and dumb in the same goddamn sentence.
Yeah, you're right, Jack. We giving this nigga too much of it.
I know. I just like doing it. You know I like doing this shit.
It's fun.
All right, let's keep going. All right, I like reading comments, but let's finish some of this because I want to move forward.
The intersectionality of it. I said all that to him, and he said, and I quote, he's like, you know what, Akeem? That's a good point. I didn't think of it that way. You make some good points. Let's talk about it on the podcast. That's what he said. He's like, you make some good points. Let's talk about it on the podcast. He said, I would love to bring you on the podcast and have this discussion. I think this is an important discussion to be had on the podcast. This is all what he said. That's too much complexity for him. Listen, I'm aware he's stupid, but listen, I was just trying to be upfront with how I felt. So I said all that to him. He invited me on the podcast. Mind you, and I can't stress this enough, he invited me. I didn't reach out to him. I didn't want to talk to that nigga. I did not give a fuck about his platform. All of this was what he wanted to speak to me. Don't do it. I'm not going to do it. But also, I'm sure he's going to rescind the offer when my video comes out. Because he said all that to me. And then yesterday, I'm tuning into the podcast yesterday. And I find out. I heard it from the horse's mouth. No pun intended. Well, I guess I call him a horse. Why not? But
sorry, Jack.
He then said on the podcast, he said, Godfrey is torn with Akeem. He didn't say my name, but he's like, Godfrey has a gay opener because they fucking. So this is where Corey is a coward. This is where that thesis statement comes through.
Good God, the assumptions are ridiculous. The assumptions are ridiculous. I have to respond to a couple of these just because this is my last time to respond to a nigga named Boo Boo the Fool. And Christopher X, respectfully, I understand where you're coming from, but you just for some reason continue to think that like you're talking to people that you already have spoken to about these things and that you like know where we stand on these things. First and foremost, fuck Barack Obama, fuck Kamala Harris, fuck Joe Biden, fuck President Trump, fuck all these niggas. I do not care about politicians, and I don't care about what it is that they talking about. I know what I do, and I know what I stand for, and I know my morals. So I'm going to lead off that. People who lead off of assuming that people just rock with certain people just because they want to get a point across, you already sound crazy. So miss me with the Obama shit. I do not care about Barack Obama. Boo Boo the Fool says, y'all are miserable. Y'all are the miserable ones, thinking that the standard should just be do what you want so that way you don't got to be strong because nobody really give a fuck. Once again, something that we've never said that niggas just put up in the comment section just to say, like, I had to highlight that shit because nobody said any of this. Nobody said.
But they was proud of that, and they typed all that real fast too. Them thumbs was going, baby.
Oh my God.
Shout out to you, Fire Thumbs.
Yeah, shout out to a nigga named Boo Boo the goddamn fool.
You talked to me on the phone.
You got the half an hour. I'll tell you that much.
And nowhere in that half an hour conversation did you once allude to me and Godfrey fucking. Never in that whole half hour did you call me out my name. Did you
on one end, niggas would say the Bible was made by the white man and pushed on black people in America as slaves to follow and indoctrinated fucking whatever the case. But when it come to gay people, y'all want to follow the Bible then. Look, man,
child, if you shrimp, getting your dick sucked, if you fucking, there's a lot of shit that the Bible say you shouldn't be doing. So hopefully you're not doing none of it.
Thou shalt not beat meat. You know how many nuts I have let go? I'm going to hell in a handbasket if that's the case, nigga. Same with you. So let's not do that. Let's not bring up the Bible. Let's not try to bring up God or what pertains into what you read and some shit that a nigga put in there for you. I can't believe all of what was put in. I'm sorry, I can't believe all of it. When I have my conversation with God in the afterlife, then that's where I'm gonna get my answers. But until then, I'm not gonna be leading off of some shit just when it's convenient to me. But then when they talk about some other shit, niggas be like, well, nah, I'm a good person anyway, so I'm gonna just go and beat my meat. So like, stop it, bro. We can't be technical on one side and then not be technical on the other end.
And probably have children out of wedlock, getting fucked tomorrow tonight.
And niggas will take that as please don't take me as a defense mechanism. I'm not here to defend shit. I'm here to give you logic, reasoning behind what you're saying and why it sounds crazy, and why I only want you to do what you do. If you believe in what you believe in, then live by that. Live by that and control your environment. Control what happens in your family and your lineage. That is the only thing you can do when you live in a place where they actively try to push several agendas on you.
Right.
So please understand when I'm saying to you, agendas are real. If you are allowing your children to be taught by their phones and their tablets, that's on you. That's on you.
Yes.
They're going to keep pushing agendas. The fact that you know this, the fact that this is common knowledge, that you're aware of it, you should start doing what you need to do to not allow that to affect you and your home. Going on the internet isn't going to do anything because they control the internet. And when I say they, I mean anybody that wants to push any narrative that they want to.
Propaganda,
Algorithms will be pushed through your computer screen every single day. And what you choose to give energy to is what's going to be shown to you the most.
Yep.
Control your own household. And if you cannot agree with that, if you still have some type of argument after that, I see that you're just here to argue and say some dumb shit because you just want me to agree with whatever it is that you're talking about.
You got some super chats too.
Say anything negative about.
Let me read some super chats. Sorry, guys. I got $19.99 for Sean Mims. Appreciate you, brother, for sending the super chat. I appreciate everybody who supports the GMS show in a big way. I thank y'all so much. Make sure that you support in a big way by hitting the like button. Also, if you want to donate to the Cash Apps, our Cash Apps are scrolling in the screen below. As you can see, mine is there, and then Binky's will flash next. So if you want to support in a big way and not give YouTube half of what you give us, you can send it directly to the Cash Apps.
And the other one.
Yep. Jesus Ramirez. He said, GMS, the Backdooria War Saga Episode 3, Revenge of the Boo-Booic Blood. I think Corey is going to get sued for Backdooria allegations. By the way, did you see Marcus get mad at Chad for the video? What video?
What video?
Oh,
ooh, hip us to that, Jesus.
Yeah, Jesus, what happened, dog? Like, I didn't see that. You know, I don't keep up with everything. People send me stuff, and they tell me about certain things I was saying, and then I go and I find it or whatever. Or they send me timestamps. So if you can tell me what you're talking about in the chat, we gonna look for that. All right, let's finish this, man.
Let's finish him.
In regards to Godfrey, you never inquired about anything in us. You never said anything negative about us in the whole 30 minutes. You didn't. So why would you then get on your podcast and spend most of your podcast going in about how Corey, how me and Godfrey got the secret relationship and this, that, and the third? You're a coward. Just by definition, you're a coward. Because if you really had this energy towards me, why the fuck didn't you say it while we was on the phone? I said everything I wanted to say to you. Everything I wanted to say to you, I said to you on the phone. Everything I wanted to say. I said that you're obsessed with gay people. I said you have an unhealthy obsession with gay people. I said a grown man shouldn't care about another man's sexuality. I said you're hateful. I said you're problematic. And you spread hate on your podcast. That's what I said. Everything I said to him on Godfrey's podcast, I said to him in person. And he didn't say nothing negative towards me. He didn't call me out my name. He didn't say I was insane. He didn't say gay people have a mental disorder. He didn't accuse me and Godfrey of hooking up. He didn't do none of that. But then he got on his little podcast and spent his entire podcast saying everything I just said that he was too scared to say to me. So I'm just saying, if we're doing definitions, if we're people who believe words should be defined and used how they're meant to be, by definition, your boy's a coward.
Nah, y'all said Chad was in the video moving cheeks.
We got to figure out if we can pull that up.
Chad twerking and all in the video was funny and the song jammed. What video?
Just play a gay skit role. So he still does stuff with Corey? I didn't even know Chad worked with Corey at all.
Hold on. So you mean to tell me the same man who talks about Hollywood trying to make straight men play gay roles and emasculate them, hired a black man to play a gay role and emasculate him? So y'all niggas want to sit here and talk to me about a gay agenda from a nigga that's literally participating in the agenda? or was it just funny? Like that's what I'm. This is what I be talking about. Niggas be doing shit, and then people be like, "Oh, well, you know, they always do the red from Friday. Oh, well, that was different." Come on, dog.
The delusion be killing me. It do.
Oh my god, that's
insane.
Lorette's
in the chat. Hey, girl.
Who?
Lorette. She's in Reaper family. Yeah.
What up, Lorette? All right, let's finish this up. I'm not gonna play this whole.
That's all I'm saying.
It's just gonna get
by definition, he's a coward. So if y'all want to rock with a coward, that's on you. But by definition, he's a coward and he's obsessed with the gay community. Because if you look up the word coward, I just described it. And then if you look up the word obsessed, it's him. He called. I did it because I just did a video about it that I'm gonna post tomorrow. He called 20 people gay. He accused 20 black men of being gay. That's an obsession. 20 is crazy. 5 is crazy, but 20 is wild. If Godfrey was gay, he'd be gay. That is.
All right, we're gonna have to. We're gonna have to do.
We gotta have to. Yeah, but can I respond to this before we switch gears?
Oh yeah, do your thing. Wait, respond to what?
I mean, you could take just this video. I mean, you could take the video down. I'm just saying, I just want to respond to it.
Okay, yeah.
Like what he's saying. It seems like Akeem, what made him come out and want to respond to this, it was the fact that when he had the conversation with Corey, it was cordial. They said what they had to say, but then Corey all of a sudden is acting like him and Godfrey have a sexual relationship when he didn't insinuate nor ask that on the phone. I think Akeem would have let it go had Corey not blatantly tried to make it like he is what's his name, Godfrey's road pussy or bussy. You know, I think had Corey not done that, then I believe, you know, Akeem would have just kind of still talked a little shit, but left it off to the side. And I think that is admirable, right? Like if someone's trying to accuse your friend of doing things with you that they don't do, I think you should come out and clear your man's name. Like, this is crazy. So
okay, here we go.
Akeem. You found it?
Yeah, he said 2:20 mark, but it's the 2 hour 20 mark. We're gonna remove this. The stars. And all the shit that Corey be talking about gay people, man, he be having some real moist mannerisms about himself. He be doing a lot of movements that be having me question sometimes. Different outfits and shit. The way he be moving his hands and moving his neck and shit.
Back now with the train to lame hour. This is 5150 shit. Trying to kick it to these motherfuckers who don't know no better. It's not go getters. They wear big ass sweaters trying to.
This is a cold ass beat though, and they killed this. I ain't gonna lie.
Hey,
they do great music together.
Yeah, boy, but you gotta learn.
Craig be spitting too.
Like
yes, he do.
The ones that you should yearn. Check it out.
Before he be singing.
When you went on OnlyFans on me. Fell for the slow bunny strap. They lost respect for you, Shay. And took $100 million deal back. I heard you passed up on the pussy and put it in a dookie hole.
Holy.
And now you're feeling kind of goofy. Got to put the new house on hold. Next time you're feeling kind of homey, just play these bitches and don't talk too much. Cause all you dumb ass applicators, we fall in love with hoes you can't trust. Cause I know better than believing a girl.
Ole.
To be in my world.
Check.
Good God.
Well, if Shannon put the waist down and check the hoe, he never have to pay that white girl some dough. He joked out loony, chicks look like Mickey Rooney. Them boys and bitches from Bellevue, the bows do me. Yeah, don't let them young bitches make you broke. She trying to slit a player's throat. Yeah, boxing mouth blown like some smoke. I didn't mean to choke. It's 25 and chic. He's paying like a sheik. You better ask R. Kelly your money's something like a G. When you hit it, after she hires a lawyer and goes public, there's really nothing you can do with it. See, they don't have to buck break. When bucks break themselves, a new book on tricking better make them shelves to store them. We don't have to save homes, we hoard them.
It ain't no fun. Loving women the same age as your son. It ain't no fun. Loving women the same age as your son. It ain't no fun. Loving women the same age as your son. It ain't no fun. Loving women the same age as your son. Your sexuality is really in doubt. You should have kept Hollywood's dick in your mouth.
Whoa.
You really prefer boy boo boo, my dude. Let me put you on game.
Oh no.
Listen here. Because once again, do we got to bring up another instance of contradiction?
Whoa.
What did he say about, and trust me, I know it's not technically the same because he didn't have him perform.
This pause frame is just hilarious. Keep going.
But when he saw that video of Aries Spears doing the gay shit and had a nigga on his back and kissed him, he said that was outrageous. This to me is equally outrageous no matter if Chad decided to kiss a nigga or not. You cannot even play. You can't. What are you doing? This is against everything that Corey be telling his fans about Hollywood and the business and what they be trying to make black men do. You didn't even have to have. You didn't have to have an actor play none of that shit. You didn't have. You could have just had the fake Shannon with the tight clothes on and the fake muscles, and that would have been it. But you had Chad doing, and Chad, why? Why, brother? Why would you even let him?
But not even that. I'm surprised that Chad deals with him at all after the way he did, Marcus. But see,
Marcus ain't like Corey. He ain't the one that's gonna say, "Hey, just because I'm not cool with him, you can't have no type of relationship or work with him." Like
Marcus wouldn't do that, but I'm just surprised Chad would, after everything Corey said about Miss Jonay and Marcus, that he would even try to associate with him.
Well, that's another thing. That's another thing that Marcus has to be aware of. You know what I'm saying? If especially doing something like this, you could have declined this shit. Yeah. Well, why Corey should have been the one to put you on stage or something to open for him or do something like in that sense. He bring you on the show. You said, "Hey, I need you to play a nigga named what was the nigga's name? Lip Gloss G-string. I don't know.
Hollywood.
What's his name? Hollywood.
I think the stylist or whatever.
Dick print. That's what they said.
Loren said Chad explained his motive on Marcus' show. Miss Jonay was like, "Nah, exact." That's what I'm saying. Like, to me, there's nothing that would justify me working with someone that dogged Marcus and his mama out the way that Corey did. I'm sorry. Nah.
Yeah, I would have been on Chad head too about that because for one, you making us look bad, and for two, dog, you compromised yourself, and you low key let a lot of people know what you would do for the camera.
What would you do for a Klondike bar?
Yeah, what would you do for some clout? What would you do for the view? What would you do for some, like, come on, man.
Yeah.
He said he paid him money talks and niggas would do anything for that little 200 too. Oh my God. Man, that's ridiculous.
Well, do you have anything else you want to say about Akeem and that whole thing?
Yeah, we can wrap that up because I really don't want to watch that whole video. The last thing I want to say about that Chad video, if you want to watch it in full, you can go to his Instagram. I think it's still up. It'll be interesting to hear if Corey even responds, because like the way that Corey's been going about it, he hasn't been saying his name. He's been really kind of just going at Godfrey, which is also surprising to me because I didn't think that he would call Akeem to try to talk to him. Right? Yeah. Like his whole thing is, you have to let me know what you about, and if what you about, I can't take you seriously if we speak to each other. But you called him to try to get understanding. So what is it? While on one end you're on your show telling people certain things, and then behind closed doors you calling this nigga trying to find out his number so that you can try to talk to him and get an understanding about something. But if all gay men lead with emotion, what the fuck was your purpose to get on the phone with him then?
Right. And that's the thing that confuses me about Corey. And it's like, I know that people think that we don't like Corey because we just don't like a lot of things that he does. I don't know Corey to like him or dislike him. But he does confuse me sometimes. And I feel like I see some good in him. Like I see a good person there. And I see that he does like to kind of squash narratives and he does just want to get along and just do what it is he's trying to do.
Yeah.
But for some reason, he does some weird, goofy shit. And it just doesn't make any sense. Like, I don't think he's this horrible man. I don't think he's a hateful person. But I feel like when he gets in front of the camera, he gets camera balls. You know, when he is in private, he talks differently. But when he's out in the public in front of his cult or whatever, his nation of followers that really do rock with him, he does weird things to try to get their approval for some reason. And they don't even need him to do that.
Hey, nigga, I just wanted to let you know something. I hate when motherfuckers try to come in here and insinuate a bunch of shit, say a bunch of random shit, and try to like low-key throw shade or throw some sort of disrespect, then try to live on some moral high ground about me saying nigga. Get the fuck out of here. I'm gonna tell you like I told nigga Adams the other day. Don't try to correct me on what I should and shouldn't say, and don't try to put it behind some moral high ground about blackness, nigga. I love black people to my core, and I speak up for black people way too much for niggas to sit up here and try to dictate what the fuck I say.
And guarantee he's not saying that in 5150 chat or telling Corey not to talk like that.
Of course not.
Please go. I need you to eat a sandwich and take a nap, baby. You seem tired.
Did you call your grandparents and parents nigga too? No, because I'm not a fucking idiot. I call my mom, my dad, and my grandparents grandma and granddad. I don't know you, nigga. So I'm I want to say, what the fuck is wrong with these niggas? Now you got to get timed out. I'm sorry. You got to get timed out. You got to get timed out because niggas is dumb as hell. Anyway, yeah. What you're saying is right. You went to timeout. Go to the corner. Yeah, you gotta go to timeout for that shit. Niggas is in here saying all types of crazy shit. Then all of a sudden you trying to fucking monitor what I say, nigga. Get the fuck out of here, man. This nigga try to put his last name as X. You trying to follow behind Malcolm, nigga. Ain't no other Malcolms out here, nigga. Ain't no other Malcolm X, nigga. Quit putting X behind your name while you sit up here talking about respect for black people. That's disrespect. Don't ever put X in the back of your name, nigga. What you talking about? Now we have to move forward because we do have other topics to get to. Now, DJ Akademiks, somebody who has been known for what they call crashing out. Now, I will say this: there are a couple different forms of crashing out. You can crash out verbally, say a bunch of wild shit. You can crash out physically. You can go ahead and put the hands on somebody. You can beat the shit out of somebody. That's another crash out. Yeah. There's different forms of it, but this form is strictly for the people who verbally crash out, because Akademiks, whenever something is said by somebody with some type of notoriety about him, he will go in. Now, I will say the narrative of people saying he only does it, to women, it's bullshit.
That's false, yeah.
Well, it's not just women. He has smoke for men as well. I will say
he has the most smoke for men. I feel like
I will say he knows who to bring the smoke to. Mm-hmm. He can bring it to Meek Mill because Meek Mill on probation, he can't do shit. He can bring it to a Freddie Gibbs because Freddie is not dumb enough to do something to an act. It's not. There's no stripes in that. There's no G points for doing something to Akademiks. So all he does is troll him. He finds it to be funny to troll Ak, and then Ak go in here and be very mad about it and try to tell his porn star baby mom, like, oh, I'm gonna pay you $10,000 to name his baby. Like, you're talking to somebody who literally sells ass for money on the internet. They will do whatever they can for some bread. Clearly she was gonna do whatever she could for that 10 bands. That's not a knock to Freddie Gibbs. He knew who he was with. There are certain people he knows who to go at.
Yes.
You don't ever hear him have smoke for people he knows can do something to him, aka a whack 100. or one of these niggas that literally do not respond to Ak when Ak says something. Like if he has something disparaging to say to a nigga that really is about that life, he will make sure he lets his chat know, I ain't gonna, that nigga be out here. He look like he catch bodies for a living. I'm gonna leave that alone.
Yeah.
Like he knows
He knows
So-
who to play with and who not. That is true.
And for the past couple of weeks, he's been allowing somebody like Wack 100 to talk to him crazy, calling him all types of dumbasses, bitch ass niggas, and all types of shit with no rebut. He be doing the thing that he did.
100.
Exactly. He be doing what he did on Everyday Struggle when Vic Mensa got there. Nigga called him a bitch. He said, in what way? And what do you mean by that?
In what way?
Nigga Wack called him a bitch ass nigga. He said, well, you're just gonna throw ad hominem attacks. You never hear him go back, oh, don't call me a bitch, you's a bitch ass nigga. You wanna know why? Because Wack is somebody who knows how to touch Ak.
Yeah.
Doesn't have to do with his security. He will make sure that Ak will never step outside again if he was to threaten Ak. So he knows who to do it with and who not to do it with. Who he decided to go in on was Loren Lorosa of The Breakfast Club. Now, if you guys don't know who Loren Lorosa is, she is a new co-host on The Breakfast Club. She is also, I believe, a producer as well. So she went to MetLife for the first night of 2 for the Kendrick Lamar and SZA tour, GNX. A lot of things have been said around this concert, mainly, I mean, by everybody, but the disparaging and the negative comments coming towards this tour is from inevitably Drake stans and people like Akademiks and his several pages that are run by immature incel bitch ass niggas who come up with headlines to use as propaganda or to push some type of negative narrative or perception on Kendrick and whatever it is that he's doing. He has come out to say that his other Akademiks TV Twitter page is run by his chat dudes or whatever, but he holds responsibility for it because ultimately what they post reflects on him and is from his page that he owns. So you have to take responsibility for the things that they say. They have been pushing the narrative that the tickets won't sell. They've been pushing the bot narrative. They've been pushing, all these niggas is dirty and broke and they don't buy tickets. They don't do none of it. You push all these narratives, and then once you start seeing that the shit is selling out, now you changing your tune. Now you're saying, oh, he puts on a good performance. Oh, all the way up until him saying that he bought a box at MetLife Stadium so that he can go to the concert. But did he go? No, he didn't. He also
didn't go?
No, he didn't go. He said he got the dates mixed up. You didn't get the dates mixed up. You were terrified.
Yep.
Because previous to this, a couple weeks ago when he said he did this, he said, oh, I got a question. Do I have to go with extra security or because I don't know what the temperature is. I don't know what they're gonna be on. Do I gotta come with extra security or not? You know what I'm saying? I haven't talked to nobody from TDE. They stopped talking to me when the Drake beef started happening. I wonder why.
Right.
And then you buy a box and worried about what's going to happen to you. Of course you should be worried because you said a lot of shit about SZA and then you going to show up. And that's the thing, I'm from Jersey.
Before, yeah.
He just said last night, I wasn't worried. I was going to go. I ain't worried about shit. I don't care how many Bloods or Crips, whatever you want to call it. I don't care who was there. I was ready for whatever. First of all, you have this mentality about some shit that hasn't even been brought to you yet. You just assuming that this is going to happen. And the reason why you're assuming it's going to happen is because of the bullshit you've been saying. Not because they've been saying shit to you or that they've been threatening you, but you feel like there's a threat to you because of shit that you've said on the internet, which is why people continuously say that you be doing this shit from the comfort of your home, but don't really be outside.
Yeah.
So,
talk with a lot of heart in the basement, but you can't have those conversations face to face or even face the consequences, right? For things that you say. Like you can say whatever you want, but just like Charlemagne said, he learned back in the day, if you're going to be that type of personality, you have to accept what comes with it. And when they did that, can I get a drop thing on Charlemagne? That's when he learned, okay, this is what comes with it. And Ak, needs to understand that.
He's been fortunate enough because due to the internet era, he doesn't need to necessarily leave his house.
Yeah.
So it's comfortable for him to get pissy drunk and say a bunch of shit about people. Now, he went in to say a bunch of shit last night as well. But at the same time, the thing about this is these are the reasons why a lot of people have the opinion that they have about Akademiks, because you know you're not about that. You've said plenty of times that if somebody brought something to you, you are calling the police, you are snitching. That's the shit that boggles my mind about somebody who likes to freely just say a bunch of crazy, disrespectful shit to people. You can tell Akademiks has never been punched in his face. He's never been pressed. He's never had his life like in danger in real life. Like people can threaten you on the internet, but it's different when you actually have a gun to your face in real life.
That's true. Look at Joe Budden. Joe's been punched, for saying shit, you know what I'm saying, online way back in the day. We're talking Ustream blog TV days, you know what I'm saying? So, Joe has learned, and that's why he kind of keeps it cute on certain subjects now.
Exactly. Now Loren, because of things that and this is funny, Akademiks feels like he just like forgets the fact that he gets super drunk. Like he forgets that he's an alcoholic, because a lot of the times you will go on drunk rants. You're not going to remember everything that you said unless you watch stream back. Like Akademiks talks about how he has to watch his streams back because he doesn't remember some of the things that he said. He says this. So when somebody comes out, especially a Loren Lorosa, somebody who used to work for TMZ, somebody who actively has connections to get information from people, which I don't think he's too hip to because he doesn't know much about her. But if I know that somebody has come from the likes of TMZ, and then I know that they are used on another platform to get information, like inside information that other people can't get or haven't got yet, I will probably watch how I say things to somebody. Not out of being scared of that person, but just knowing that some things I may not want to get out there. Akademiks is putting himself in a position of, oh, I'm Big Ak. I make more money than these people. I've worked from the ground up. That's another thing he forgets, is like, just because certain people are in certain positions doesn't mean that they didn't work hard to get to where they're at. He thinks because he did tireless streams in his fucking house for years that is something for everybody to have so much respect for and to revere him for, when people can look at your come up less than when it comes to you staying in your house to work opposed to people going outside to work and actually moving around and going to different companies and different platforms to go and try to get jobs that a lot of people can't get. You were able to solidify your job because it was a job that you created in a time where people were interested in watching people on the internet. And people decided to pay you, and record labels came to you because you started getting the fans behind you and you were able to push narratives. So don't act like you were somebody that I built this from the ground up. Yes, you did. It's your platform, but don't act like somebody else's journey or whatever is minimized because they didn't sit in their fucking house in a basement to make videos tirelessly, 10 videos a day. Like, cool. What did you do between? You just ate, farted,
drank.
Like, come on, man. Like, we have to be real with this. But anyway, now I don't want to go too much because I tend to like Ak over the years just because of different subject matter and because he does have a lot of information on a lot of things. But when it comes to shit like this, it's like, bro, quit playing that role like you tough or like you really about that shit, or like because the way that he talks, you would think that this nigga puts his fist up. It's like you don't. You gotta chill.
It's the same thing that Kendrick told Drake. Like, we don't like you when we like you with the melodies. We don't like you when you're acting tough. We like you when you're streaming and entertaining us. We don't like when you act tough. You're not tough.
So now Loren posted this picture, right? She retweeted MetLife Stadium saying 2 sold-out nights with Kendrick Lamar and SZA on the Grand National Tour begin now. So he had 2 sold-out nights at MetLife in New Jersey. Loren Lorosa said, "I'm here and Akademiks lied. Kendrick liked that. SZA is effing performing her ass off. The show was fire," right? So based off of her saying that, just that, Akademiks decided to respond because he was already drinking. You know, by the time it reaches 12 p.m. in the afternoon, he is already half a bottle down in Hennessy.
Crazy.
Akademiks decided to respond by going on his Twitter and saying this. He goes, bitch, what I lie about? F you using my name in a tweet for because you got some free tickets. Then he went on to say, because somebody responded, calling her out of her name may not have been necessary. He said, nigga, F any nigga, man, animal, child, person, alien who speak down on me. Stop playing with me. That bitch shouldn't mention a effing goat like me. She a effing library attendant. All she do is read a sheet. Big act ain't in your caliber. And then he went on to say, new op identified, lock in, which is like one of the most incel things I could ever see somebody type when pertaining to a woman who just said that you lied about some shit that had to do with Kendrick. New op identified. This is another reason why Act really ain't from that life. You calling her an op.
You know what an op is? Like
his version of going in or doing damage to somebody is going on his stream just to say a bunch of disrespectful shit. Like people are like his fan base has made the environment that they think people are supposed to be afraid of Akademiks saying wild shit about them. And every single time he does that, he gets backlash for it. There's not anybody besides his fans that are like, oh shit, Act going in. Oh, he said. People be looking at him like he's fucking, like he's a drunk, like he's a wild drunk. Like, nigga, you just talking crazy. And on top of that, you're not going to say these things to people.
Yeah. And what she said did not warrant all that. I'm sorry. Like, and this is the thing with Akademiks that pisses me off because I used to defend him a lot. I really liked Akademiks because he did get it out the mud. He did his own thing, the independent way. He made a lane. A lot of people have copied his blueprint to success. So like I really wanted to see him win. I hated the way that people treated him like he was, less than. But when he does stuff like this, it's disgusting. And like this whole Kendrick and Drake beef has turned me off from him because he's taking it so personally. What up, Low Key T? He's so funny. He used to do videos. You need to start doing videos again. But like, you know what I'm saying? He took the beef so personally. Like, Drake is not even your friend. And you're acting like Kendrick's your enemy because a lot of people happen to like Kendrick's music and his diss songs to Drake. Like, why are you acting like he hurt your boyfriend? Drake is not your boyfriend, is he? I mean, I don't think he is. So why are you acting this way? And to call her out her name, come on, dude.
When niggas come in contact with notable figures, it changes things. Just like how Top 5, one of Drake's homies, was up with Kanye after just threatening Kanye's life. Once you get around niggas, then you start putting on swastika chains looking like a little dumbass kid around these niggas. They're not really about that. These niggas are starstruck. They yes men and they dick riders to the core. There's no other way to put it. I'll be damned if I'm a nigga on this internet talking crazy about people all the time, but when I go outside, act like a little scared ass bitch that only be outside for a couple hours behind my security and then leave and be like, yes, success. Nothing happened to me.
Yeah, but like what he did, like with Loren, to me, that's just very lame. And like I've tried to not call Akademiks lame before, but it's hard because he does
shit.
He does a lot of lame shit, and it's like you put all this bass in your voice to go in on a woman that said you lied about narratives spun around Kendrick and this tour. You have lied about those things. So why are you so angry with her about that?
Because that's just the thing. Like I said, he is a alcoholic who doesn't remember most of the things that he says online when he gets pissy drunk. So she had to go back and find the times that he was talking about this shit because he did in fact lie. Yeah. But before we get to that, I'm gonna play a little bit of his response to Loren on his channel. Watch this.
But it's kind of like just doing this little weird shit, trying to make it. So this is why I'm respectfully. I'm gonna keep it respectful today because tomorrow I'm gonna get disrespectful. Today's respectful. Tomorrow I'm getting disrespectful. Loren Lorosa, because I've given you a lot of credit. A lot of credit. I don't like people lying on me. So let me just go with you worked at TMZ. I don't give a fuck where you used to work at.
You should.
I just want to get to the shit. So
You should.
I see you say you was at MetLife. By the way, I was supposed to be there tonight. The people and everybody I was going with, we spent tens of thousands of dollars. I didn't go. Well, most of them went. I forgot how many tickets that was just only for me and my people. People went there. The suite was still probably not full, but like whatever. You just not gonna lie on me, shorty. And I'm telling you.
Oh, breaking news.
What?
I'm gonna bomb on you in a way that show.
Oh shit.
Breaking news.
What?
GMS fam, if y'all want me to show y'all what I just seen pop up on my timeline, I need y'all to put I don't know.
Let me get in the chat.
Put a 2 in the chat. Put the number 2 in the chat. Cause these niggas finna shit on them. If you want me to show y'all what I just seen, put a 2 in the chat right now. Right goddamn now. We ain't gonna hold back. I'm gonna show y'all what I just seen on the goddamn interweb. I need to see at least 10 twos, dog. 10 twos.
Right, Loren, 2. I started.
Put the 10 twos in the chat, and we gonna put it up on the screen because I don't know
1, 2,
what.
3, 4, 5.
Count them up. Count them. Count them. Goddamn it.
Listen, Loren got 5.
Y'all want me to pull it up?
Pull it up.
All right now.
And my weak boys, get up.
Here we go. 2 of Corey's new ops have just linked up.
Who?
Godfrey and Marcus.
No.
He just posted this about 13 minutes ago with the caption saying, shout out to one of the real OGs of Chicago comedy, Godfrey. Shit. This man don't put a lot of people in the game and still remain a good dude. Truth be told, some of these niggas wouldn't be shit if it wasn't for him. Never seen no hate in his blood.
Oh, I need to do a 3G's news on this. Oh shit. Hey.
He was saying some words there.
He was. Marcus is not done. See, that's what I'm saying. So for Chad to work with Corey is weird because Marcus is clearly and rightfully so feeling away still about everything that Corey said.
And he said, Marcus said in that one interview about this whole situation, he was like, look, they got on the phone and he didn't back down from Corey when he was talking some other shit. He said his shit was getting a little hectic. It was starting to sound a little violent. Marcus didn't back down from that. He said when Corey hit him back, he was like, you know what, man, let's not be on that shit. He was like, all right, now, good. That's a good idea. Because I think for a lot of people, especially for people in a certain position in life, when they feel like they are larger than life, they tend to feel like people are supposed to be afraid or that people may not be connected as them, or have like the resources. But never underestimate a man who you feel like can't go to war with you. If another man feels disrespected and y'all got to meet up and handle that, I don't see Marcus being afraid to do so.
I don't either. One thing I could say about Marcus, even though like he's around like our age, like he's not in his 50s, he's a young man, but he's a man, and he is not afraid to stand up for what's right in his viewpoint. You know what I'm saying? Like he's not afraid. He's not trying to be up under Corey again and yes sir, no sir, and all this kind of shit. He ain't feeling what happened. He's not, and he's not backing down from that. And we ain't gotta be friends. And I think honestly, he probably would have been all right had his mom not been dragged into it the way that she was.
Yeah, and that's the thing about Corey too, is that his version of disrespectful is supposed to be masked behind, oh, I'm just keeping it real or just telling the truth. But in any other instance where it could be somebody saying something about Corey and his parenting or Corey and his relationship with his mother or anything like that, it'll be war. So you know what I'm saying? You can't talk about a man mama and think that everything's supposed to be cool the next day. This man said he was only cool with Marcus because he was trying to smash his mama. That's the craziest thing. And then want to get cool with somebody after that. That just tells me that Corey has a little bit of an issue up top.
Yeah.
Because you can't be that disrespectful towards somebody, then when you see him in person, you trying to be like, you know what, let's squash this shit, man. Like, come on, dog. Here come Money Mar. He said Marcus should have stayed his goofy out of this. He let people gas him up over Chad. Now all of a sudden, there's another reason why Marcus is mad. It can't be because of what we just got done saying 2 seconds ago.
Listen, Corey can do no wrong for some people. Corey can do everything and say everything to everyone else. Don't you dare respond, because his fans are going to say you're wrong for responding. You don't pick the fight. You respond and you're still wrong. That is so crazy to me. Like, I wonder if I could get some delusional fans one day. There's like, no matter what Binky says and does, she right. I need some people like that. Because y'all be telling me I'm wrong all the time.
The CEO said Corey fans are Tony Yayo. And what I say, every time, if there 50 needs a Tony Yayo the same way Corey needs the 5150 Nation. So y'all are needed in this space. It don't matter if the nigga wrong, if he disrespectful. They say, you know what? I'm gonna ride for him, man. I'm gonna do what I can, because this nigga helps me get through the week.
I'm telling you.
I'm gonna back this nigga no matter what.
You know what? Shout out to Money Mark, because he's 3G's family. He's Reaper family too. But you be cracking me up sometimes.
He said Marcus is skipping steps and his comedy ain't ready to get in the middle of a beef with veterans. He's going to ruin his upstart career. Let me respond to that.
Did you tell Corey
that sounds crazy. Marcus is skipping steps. How do you skip? How is he skipping steps? Because he's not allowing to stay under the tutelage of fucking Corey Holcomb. Is that how he's skipping steps? It sounds like Marcus is going through the works. He's actually going through the steps to try to progress his career, which is why he just shot a special, regardless if you think he's funny or not. I think he's putting in the necessary steps to try to get forward. A lot of niggas love to see people stay stagnant and stay in a position of being lower than somebody else. That's not going to happen for people who are ambitious and who want to succeed in life. People are going to go out there and try to get it how they can. Also, being ready for being in the middle of a beef with veterans. Why did Marcus keep it jokes, but Corey made it personal?
That's what I'm saying.
If he's not ready to get in the middle of a beef with veterans, tell me why Corey, being the veteran comedian, couldn't keep it jokes with Marcus.
Thank you.
I don't know. Just a thought.
It's always an excuse for Corey for his.
Just a thought, you know.
But remember, Marcus said in that interview, that radio interview, that Corey told him he was being too ambitious. Like, what is too ambitious? Like,
that sounds like a fucking hater to me. It sounds like a nigga that doesn't want you to progress in your career. That's what that sounds like. Or past
him, you know, he wants you to take as long or longer than it's taking him to hit certain milestones. And it's just a different time now. Like, you don't have to take as long to do certain things.
Yeah. And the replies, like, you gotta understand, we don't hate Corey, dog. Like,
Corey funny as hell to me.
There's a lot of shit. Yeah, there's a lot. Like, Corey's hilarious, bro. Yeah. Like, I don't. There's nothing. This isn't a personal thing. This isn't like, oh my God, we hate Corey. Like, we gotta make sure that people know that he's a horrible human being. Like, yeah, he may be a piece of shit, but he's also a very hilarious human being. He's funny.
He's very funny, and he can sing. Like, on the low, Corey can sing. Like, he be trying to pretend like he's just playing around. Corey got a nice voice, and I like his music. So besides his comedy, he can sing, and he has a musical ear. Like, he's a talented dude, but he's a hater.
Everybody knows that one asshole who they're still cool with, because like, I get it. You're an asshole. That's just who you are. But I mean, maybe you deep down you could be a good person at some point. Like, it's not that everybody hates Corey or something, that he doesn't have people that love and care about him. Like, he clearly is a good enough person to where, you know, he does stuff for people and puts people on his platforms and take people on the road, and, you know, he helps people out. You know what I'm saying? But at the end of the day, he's still a piece of shit. So we're just gonna call it how it is, and that's just what it is over here. I'm not a yes man in any way, shape, or form. Also, we would have a lot more good things to talk about if the show wasn't surrounded by drama and turmoil. And on top of that, you can't be mad at us for pointing out negative things that happen on the show that they champion as being 5150, where shit is crazy and where shit is X, Y, Z. Like it's gonna just be based around something that's drama or something that has to do with, you know, beef or some shit. It's just what it is. It is what it is. Let me play a little bit more of this and I'm gonna get to her response, because Akademiks decided that he was gonna try to give Loren Lorosa 24 hours to come
him
up.
and those plots of his.
Yeah, like he's some shot caller ass gang or gangster ass motherfucker that's a kingpin ass. Oh, I'm giving you 24 hours before I give you a verbal lashing. The fuck is that gonna do?
Then what?
People like Akademiks is fueled by the people that support him. So since they have the perception that him going off on somebody is just some great damaging thing, because he believes he ruined Meek Mill's career, he believes he ruined other people's career by saying crazy things about them. None of these people's careers stopped. None of these people stopped making money.
Settle.
At all. Like none of that has happened. But the perception is what it is, because like Corey Holcomb, he is able to build a narrative around his cult fan base that Akademiks has. So people in her comments, when they see what she said, oh, you better be ready, Ak finna crash out. Who's supposed to be scared of that?
Like, okay, you talked about me on the internet.
He's like, I'm about to call you all types of bitches and hoes and skanks.
Like she's still gonna be on the Breakfast Club, still getting paid, still doing her podcast. Your audience is not her audience. Who gives a damn?
He said he's gonna talk about everything, mama, children, dad, grandma, all types of stuff, because this woman said he lied about a concert. That has to be the softest, most what's the opposite of an alpha? Beta male, ass, softest, charming ass shit I've ever seen in my life.
And y'all say women are emotional.
Come on, man.
The older man is gonna probably not want, or Charmaine's my nigga. So you gonna have to look at him and be like, how you still talking to this nigga when he bombing on me like this? Someone just give you 24 hours because I don't like people lying on me. So MetLife says 2 sold-out nights with Kendrick Lamar and SZA on the Grand National Tour begin now. You says, I'm here in Akademiks live. Your surety. I lied about what? Kendrick's like that. SZA is fucking performing her ass off. The show is fire. Shorty, I was supposed to be at the show tonight. You got comm tickets because you a Let me just keep it chill. My tickets don't come from Dave Free tonight. He
stopped because he didn't actually have a reason behind that. He was going to say some wild shit like, because you a hoe that work at the Breakfast Club. Some stupid shit like that. Like he couldn't come up with, she's not a random groupie. She's not some female artist that shakes her ass to get popularity instead of her music. So he can't just call her anything that he be calling these other people. She actually works hard for her shit. And I'm not saying other people don't, but I'm saying, like, in this instance, what are you going to have to say about her? What do you really have to say about her? He couldn't, because before he was giving her props for being on the show because he doesn't like Jess against Jess. Right. But then that's the thing about looking dumb when you try to up somebody else while trying to put somebody else down. That person that you may be showing love to may not fuck with you. And you doing some shit because of your own agenda, thinking that you giving her props. Oh, I was giving you props and you shit on me. Maybe she didn't like the fact that you were using her as a way to go at Jess, somebody who she works with and probably actually likes behind the scenes. Right. So she don't fuck with you like that. Sorry. And she's supposed to because you gave her props. Yeah. Thank you, nigga. But you also be acting like a bitch ass nigga. Thank you. But like, what you want me to say about that?
We pay tens of thousands of dollars. I'm gonna indulge you in all the bullshit you want to indulge in, because I'm telling you, I'm bombing tomorrow. And listen, yo, what's that other bitch that's on the Breakfast Club? What's her name? The Just Hilarious bitch. Don't worry, because I was bombing on you for her. I'll bomb on this bitch. Please stop bringing my name up in some shit that I ain't never said. You said Akademiks lied about what? What did Akademiks lie about? I need to know what Akademiks lied about. Because if you can't identify what Akademiks lied about, when I call you out of your name, and I'm going to call you out of your name tomorrow, I promise you, I'm calling you, your mama, your daughter, Anybody. I don't give a fuck. Please don't mention my name in no type of bullshit. You could make headlines any other ways. Please don't ever mention my name like that. Bro, you not on my caliber, nigga. You a little peon that's on Charlamagne's show.
He is such a bitch.
That bitch just hilarious. Y'all niggas need to really have some respect. That's a fact. So I'm gonna still keep it calm right here because I'm gonna keep putting this ask out. What did Akademiks lie about? I've never said that Kendrick Lamar show was not lit. I've never been there. I was gonna go there tonight. I thought my tickets was for tomorrow. I missed tonight. Never said it wasn't lit. I never said that Kendrick Lamar would not sell shit out. I've told everybody they're in a great contract with Live Nation. Live Nation is gonna make all these things sold out. I said it about the Beyonce tour too. So I need to know what you're saying I'm lying about, because I don't like people like you who really ain't really built nothing. You came from TMZ, you're on the Breakfast Club, you ain't built nothing like I had to build it from brick by brick, people by people. People cancel me or they try to cancel me all the time. And I'm
congratulations, bitch.
The fuck on you, and I'm telling you, this is a personal thing. I don't fuck with you, industry niggas.
Niggas try to cancel me all the time, but you can't say why they tried to though, because if you did, it would look crazy. Yeah. Oh, they tried to cancel me because I went out of my way to call SZA a hoe and a slut and a whore because she does this and she does that. Oh, they tried to cancel me because I tried to go at Saucy Santana and this nigga said he was gonna try to clap my cheeks. Oh, they tried to cancel me because I was on live with a 14-year-old boy trying to ask him about sucking a grown man's dick. So they tried to cancel me for that. Like, they be trying to cancel me all the time for shit. Like, nigga, say why.
I don't get the hatred. Like, okay, you're mad at her because she came up through a different system. You were on that same route, Akademiks. You went to college. You were working at the radio station at your fucking college. Like, you would have been going that same route, trying to be an intern at the radio station, all that kind of shit. And you felt like you were being blocked because a girl that worked at Breakfast Club got in trouble because of something you did while y'all was in college at the radio station. I didn't forget that. So why are you acting like it's bad that other people did come up through traditional channels and you did not? It's admirable that you did your own thing, but you don't have to act like it's something you need to hate this girl for because she went the traditional channels. Just stop.
Or try to minimize somebody else's come up because you feel like yours was harder. It wasn't. Right. It wasn't harder at all. You got to be at home, sit on the internet, and make videos you wanted to make about
stuff you wanted to talk about.
About shit you wanted to talk about. You act like you had to work or do some other shit that you didn't want to do. This was something that you wanted to do, and it's still something you want to do. You had a passion for it. Yeah. Your passion isn't the same as somebody else's passion. Their come up shouldn't be the same as yours. And you talking about building it from the ground up as if you came out of a slum with this shit. Nigga, you was in college. Still in briefs, boxer briefs, and out of people's dorm rooms and shit.
Right, and he's like a smart dude. Like, I think he was in a college like for some kind of statistical math type degree or something. Like, he's a smart guy. So it's not like he was completely broke, and not making any money. He was DJing while he was in college, which is where his name comes from. Exactly. Like, stop this sob story shit. And notice in Loren's tweet, she said, "I'm here and Akademiks lied." Did she say, "I'm here and this bitch ass, fat ass, chipmunk face nigga lied"? Or did she just say, "I'm here and Akademiks lied"? Where's all the personal attacks coming from? Because she said you lied, and she did prove that you lied too, by the way.
She did, and that's what we about to get to right after these few words from him to end this shit.
Ask your nigga Charlamagne, because that's who I am. So I'm respectfully gonna give you 24 hours for you to figure out what I lied about, and I want you to tell me what I lied about. Because when I call you out of your name, your mama, your daughter, your grandma, your dead people, I don't want nobody to say, "Ak, why are you doing that?" Because when you say I lied, what did I lie about? I lied about what? I need to know. What did I lie about, Mrs. Loren Lorosa? What did I lie about? I've never said that Kendrick. Nigga, I watched Kendrick's show when he did his first show. I never went there. I said, this shit kind of look all right. This kind of look popping. Nigga rapping every word. This shit went viral. What did I lie about, man? Because when you try to use me, because here's the thing, I don't need y'all bitches. I don't need none of y'all niggas to go viral, nothing like this. Nigga, I done made more money than all y'all niggas in this shit. And I did it from this crib. Or I did it from a basement, whatever y'all thought it was. So now, y'all just tell me I just need to violate y'all. When I start violating people, it's never that nice. So I'm gonna give you 24 hours for you to figure out what I lie about, get the clip, do whatever you gotta do. Cause I'm telling you, Ak is gonna call you out of your name. He's gonna say the worst things about you.
Right, like she's so scared.
That other bitch that you talking about.
You have 24 hours to show me proof that I lied, or I'm gonna call you mean names.
That you just took her job. What's her name? Just Larius? I'm on your ass. You said I lied. Bitch, you could have went to this fucking concert, whatever little tickets you got from Interscope or whatever the case is. I could have asked Interscope for tickets. I don't give a fuck about that. Don't bring me into your bullshit. Your squabble should be with Just Larius, nigga.
Why?
Akademiks, please. Like nobody thinks you're broke, Akademiks. We're very well aware that you make a lot of money. And you did your thing. I mean, I used to love watching his posts where he would show like his cars and his house that he paid cash and everything for it. Nobody thinks you're broke. Nobody thinks you can't afford to go to the concert. Hell, I could afford to go to the concert. So I know you could. You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah.
What is your point in saying that you didn't get free tickets and this, that, and the third? Like, stay on topic. You're a college-educated man. Stop acting like a Corey fan.
Look, he's at the point now doing the same thing, like I said, like the Dave Chappelle reference that I made earlier. Because now there's a lot more, like when in the beginning stages, it was just people watching his content and kind of indulging in whatever topics he was talking about. The main points would be the main thing he was talking about. Yeah. The bigger he became and the more notoriety he was getting in the fact that his clips were being shared the same way Corey and the same way other things have happened. When there's a certain narrative around your name, you start to become this defensive person where you got to start putting on this front or this persona because now you're on the defense and now you feel like you have to defend your name every single time somebody is questioning or when somebody challenges some shit that you said. So now it's become a thing where a lot of his streams have become him trying to attack people or try to build himself up because let's not forget, Akademiks was talking about how he was about to end it all after that shit happened with that 14-year-old kid.
Yes.
He said because everybody turned on him and he was thinking all these people and these people that I show love to, they trying to cancel me, they trying to get me up out of here. Instead of looking at the situation for what it was, which he had to later and later and later in different streams. Like at first he was defensive. He was going off on niggas. He was saying, I don't need you niggas. Instead of looking at what happened and taking it for what it was, he became defensive. So now that's his thing now. Now that's why he says, oh, they tried to cancel me, like he did some shit that wasn't ridiculous. And people were like, man, get this nigga out of here. So he has to hold on to that because he has to tell himself that he's not a weirdo, that he's not a lame, that he's not somebody that is just doing all this shit for nothing. He has an up and coming event that apparently while all this talk's been going on with him talking about tickets and him having his burner accounts or his sub accounts talk about, oh, look, Kendra and SZA tickets are 60% off and they giving away tickets for free.
Yeah.
Maybe you should start giving tickets away for free for this goddamn event coming up where you
want. Oh, is he having a bad
you.
time?
He's having a very bad time selling tickets.
Oh,
very bad.
Interesting.
And
very interesting.
With you talking about, and that's why when it comes to him saying certain things, ain't nobody bigger than the chat, a big act, I'm a legend, I'm this and that, but only on the internet. In real life, people aren't coming to see you because those same incels who champion the things that you say are scared to go outside.
They be in the house. Yeah.
He had that Roots picnic shit. Motherfuckers did not show up for that shit. He thought that he was big act then. He had another thing where he had an event where some people showed up
and it made him feel good that people came out, because after the shit that happened at Roots Picnic, now the niggas that are now, they don't have to be in a festival environment. Now they're in an enclosed environment where it could just be them in the lame circle. Y'all feel comfortable there.
Yeah.
This event, I don't know why he not selling tickets. I don't know why. If
he has a huge fan base.
But not even just that. The way he's riding for Drake, you would think that shit would be sold out with Drake fans who support Ak.
Yeah.
There's enough Akademiks fans and enough Drake fans to pack out a small venue for an event. You have a big enough name, you push the needle, you're the biggest hip hop blogger or whatever you want to call it, but it's not translating in real life.
Yeah, to people want to be around that energy.
but only in that sense. Money wise, notoriety, yes, it's doing what it's supposed to do.
Yes.
But all the money in the world, the protection, the big house, the cars, all that shit will always come to a humbling moment when you step outside and you realize people ain't fucking with you in real life.
Right.
Which I feel like it's a thing that kind of bruises the ego. Now, Loren Lorosa had 24 hours. He was streaming, I believe, at like 1 a.m. or whatever the case may be, and at night, and he said that she had 24 hours to respond. She responded precisely at 12:57 a.m. on Saturday. What did Ak lie about? Or no, she responded at 11:58, but 12:57 a.m. was 24 hours later. What did Ak lie about? Here's a thread. She posted the video of Akademiks talking crazy about her. Right under there, she said, despite what Akademiks said in previous review about Kendrick Lamar fans not spending money, I was told exclusively from sources familiar with these numbers, merch sales for Kendrick and SZA in just New Jersey alone are record-breaking, with SZA selling more for these two sold-out weekends in New Jersey, where she's from. But her sources, made it clear that the both of them, Kendrick and SZA fans, have purchased just merch alone. These last 2 nights were record-breaking. So the last 2 nights in New Jersey at MetLife, the merch tables have been selling out. Record-breaking numbers of merch being sold. And I was there at the first night. I saw the type of setup they had.
Yeah.
It's not just because they're in a stadium. It's not just one place to go. They have multiple setups of merch surrounding the building. Yes, multiple different stations. This is at least 4 different stations in that stadium that is selling a bunch of merch. So trust me when I tell you that merch money, they are making millions off of merch. $100 sweatshirts, $150 things you can't get online type shit. Like, they're doing it the way that they're supposed to do it. Now, she said this while posting this video of Ak talking about Kendrick.
I don't want to dismiss this dude. I just think his fans is broke. His fans is a bunch of niggas that don't have a lineup. They got no haircut, nappy-headed, or just straight-up white boys who are degenerates, who used to say the N-word. No lineup, no job, no deodorant. One of these niggas with hot breath think that when they're just gonna rap a bunch of these niggas still thinking about control. Like, of course these niggas can't. These niggas, they're not taking care of their kids. Why the fuck you think they're gonna be able to pay $400 to go to a concert? Fuck no. So as I said, if Kendrick Lamar was giving away these tickets for if y'all niggas on food stamps, if y'all niggas are unemployed, if you get a 20% discount, if you ain't get a haircut since 2012, this shit will be packed. It will be sold out in a minute. But these things are bums. I gotta be honest.
That's interesting. So, are you saying Drake has pretty good-looking men that are his fans that you
Drake
know are
got
so
all the
rich?
fine niggas on his side.
What are you talking about?
All the beautiful niggas on his side that got a lot of money. All these fine ass, sexy ass niggas.
Right? Like that's what it sounds like he's saying. Like, what are you even saying, Akademiks? Like right there. So she debunked that narrative that he had there, and it's like I hate that people act like because a rapper is lyrical and actually shows a high level of skill in the area, that they only have granola bar type fans and like hippie type fans. Like there are a lot of people that like people that are lyrical.
So I said it's a difference between
It's
a social
weird.
media narrative and what's actually happening outside in real life.
Right.
Because y'all think that those people are the minority. He's selling out stadiums, some shit that his opposition hasn't done yet.
Right.
And a lot of you niggas was talking about, oh yeah, you know, he always be mysterious and he takes years off and y'all ain't gonna get no music. Akademiks was saying that too. That's another thing. When we talk about you lying, you literally sat on your platform and said, I hope you Kendrick stands. I hope y'all fans be happy for what's happening now. Cause once it's over, it's done. Nigga finna go back in the house. Y'all ain't gonna get no more music. Y'all ain't gonna get this. Y'all ain't gonna get that. He not coming back outside. This nigga gonna be outside the entire summer on tour, selling out stadiums, singing the song that you niggas are so mad about that your fucking favorite artist is suing them right now for.
Mm-hmm.
Y'all thought a lot of shit wasn't gonna happen, and it started to happen, and now you backtracking and thinking that you weren't saying some shit that was disparaging, but you got to eat your words, man. There's nothing that he can do. He has to keep resorting to calling Kendrick a midget and trying to talk about his fan base. You got to talk about all that other shit because the stuff that you predicted didn't come true.
And I think Ak exposes the fact that a lot of Drake fans, and let me say this, I am a Drake fan, and I was low-key damn near a stan at one point for Drake. I fell off at some point. I think like after Views, I kind of like fell off. But anyway, I feel like he's exposing a lot of at least the male Drake stans because they seem to fantasize about the nightlife and strippers and, you know, what's cool, what looks cool, and those kind of things. And they're just really geeks. Like they're just really geeks and lames. They don't like hip hop. Somebody, I can't remember who it was.
He
I
empowered
can't remember it. But they said that, they said Drake fans are Drake fans. They're not fans of hip hop. They're fans of Drake. So when they see a real true hip hop artist, they can't recognize it and they want to downgrade it and downplay it. That's what it is.
And you saw that firsthand with how they handled the situation, because at first it was a numbers game for them. It was talk about the numbers. Oh, he's this. He's a top selling. He's the most streamed artist. Once Kendrick started cracking those numbers, it started showing that he could do the same shit. Now all of a sudden it's, he's bought it. They put him in place. It's UMG. It's this and that. So how did Drake get there? Just because he had good music? There's a lot of niggas with good music.
Oh, they refuse to
music is subjective as fuck. I don't think people really hold on to that, because when somebody becomes larger than life to public perception, they believe that person is the go-to, or that person is the epitome of what music is, or the standard of what music is.
Right.
When in reality, the same people that Drake is suing is the reason why he was in the position that he was in.
They put him in that position. Yep.
He has great music.
He couldn't lose.
Don't get me wrong. Drake has a lot of great music. He has timeless music. Drake is an incredible artist.
Yes, he is.
He lost a fucking rap battle.
That's it.
And it's not just Kendrick stans or Kendrick fans or Kendrick supporters who believe that.
Right.
It's more than that. Now, Biggie, I'm not going to keep you long because I know we've been on here for a minute.
Oh, you're fine. Okay.
Basically, I'm gonna finish this up and we're gonna move out of here. Now, Loren says, now granted, that's a given when an artist is in their hometown, but we know right now nobody's running to spend money, which I think was his point. So to have fans pulling up, selling out your shows and dropping coins should be talked about. And I know he mentioned the tickets would eventually sell out once prices dropped, but fans weren't giving broke this past weekend. Now, why are we acting like just because the prices are dropped means that now all of a sudden that's like some type of thing to point out, as if people still like aren't trying to go to the concert,
right,
and sell it out? Like, I don't understand that. The strategy behind this is to capitalize off of what you're doing, because it costs a lot of money to go on a tour, not just any tour, but a stadium tour. You go to a concert. If you're at a Kendrick concert and you see pyrotechnics, you see some flames go up in the air. That shit was probably $50,000 to $60,000 just for that one pyrotechnic machine to blast out some fire. $50,000 for some shit like that. It costs a lot. So when you see these people, when you see them talk about how much money that the show made that night, like he keeps continuously breaking his record. Went from 9 point something million the first night in Minneapolis all the way up to 11 something million in the next.
Amazing.
These are things that are helping them not only recoup, but profit off of the things that they're doing because it costs a lot to do so.
Yeah.
Just because they drop the ticket price don't mean that they are losing out. That just means, hey, they want people to actually experience this show.
Yeah.
Because
they want to sell the tickets. Like, what is like, what's the bad thing about dropping the prices like the night before or whatever? Like, we want people to come out. We want to make it a little easier. We've made a lot of money already.
Artists got to stop charging an arm and a leg for fucking concert tickets anyway. If you're doing stadiums, doing stadiums, you're gonna recoup your money when you set it to a certain standard. But a lot of these people, you know, have these higher standards and want to be able to, you know, capitalize the most that they can. Now, she said the Kendrick Lamar and SZA GNX show was giving karaoke, despite what Akademiks mentioned in a review. This is actually what made me mention him in the tweet. He's become Kendrick's tour Yelp recently. She said, I remember seeing this video about fans not singing along and low energy that X the convo people were trying to have about Kendrick following SB. Super Bowl. He had me looking forward to seeing what the crowd energy was like. It was on fire, and not just for Not Like Us, which I said the very first night that it happened. I was at the first night of the GNX tour. People were singing to every song that was performed. It didn't have to be everybody in the stadium. It was everybody was dancing. I remember I said at one point, I didn't even have my phone out. I was just looking around when he was performing. I forgot what song he was performing. It definitely wasn't Not Like Us, and it definitely wasn't something that he's put out recently. But he was performing something, and when I look around and I saw everybody like dancing together without their phones out too.
Yeah,
people
just enjoying the moment,
enjoying the concert. Not nobody sitting there with a sign saying, "Hey Drake, can you help pay my mom's medical fucking bills?" This is the type of shit that be like, you don't pay attention to. I haven't seen Axe say one time as he's talking about broke fans.
That's the broke fans.
Yeah, you looking at the broke fans while sitting there glazing the nigga on stage. You got 50 niggas in the front row, all with signs talking about Drake, can you give me money in some way, shape, or form? You didn't see not one person during this GNX run hold up a sign, let alone trying to ask Kendrick for money to help their family.
Right.
So while you sit there with the narratives talking about dusty niggas and broke niggas who can't pay for shit, and talking about people that lower the prices on tickets and giving away free tickets,
go up.
Ain't one person sat up in that arena with a sign that said, help me from my fucked up situation. So that's that. Now, number 4, she said Akademiks reviews are literally that, reviews, and he's been fair-ish lately, but parts of what he said versus what it was giving in real life didn't add up. I mean, he said Kendrick destroyed hip-hop, but also said Kendrick was a great performer who didn't need a headline. That's also another thing I hate that Akademiks has done, is tried to say that Kendrick destroyed hip hop, or that Kendrick has fucked everything up just because your favorite artist ain't running shit no more. That's the biggest dick sucking shit I've ever heard in my life. A artist who is out here giving out good music and actually having people enjoy his shit is ruining hip hop because he took one of your favorite niggas out of here doing a rap battle.
Right. Like, are you serious right now? But again, that's because they like that fast food music. That's why I always make that argument when they talk about sales and all this shit. It's like, yeah, you know, Kendrick did take his time and does take his time with music because he has something to say and he wants to give us some substance. So he could pump out bullshit all the time. Obviously, he's very skilled. He could do that if he wanted to. Right. And we've seen that. But he chooses not to. And his fans are fine with that.
And that's why I don't think it's a stand thing when it comes to Kendrick and the people that are talking about the battle, because you have a good amount of people who genuinely just feel like Drake lost the battle. They don't hate Drake. It's not like they'll stop listening to Drake's music. They just know that he lost the battle, and seeing the delusion from the side that lost is what has a lot of people continuously talking about it, and making them be like, oh, well, you're a K-bot. It's like, well, no, actually, I'm a fan of both artists. It's just that I'm not a fucking idiot, and I saw what happened. She also said, I mean, he said Kendrick destroyed, or more of the story, I had an expectation based off the reviews. It changed. Everything is subject to change, as you'll see below. I'm out. Catch me on my pod, blah, blah, blah. So basically,
shout out to Loren for that response.
She did it in a very, very classy way. She didn't have to go off on him. She didn't have to talk shit. She didn't have to do any of that. She didn't have to go crazy on him. She didn't have to do none of that. And she very well could have. She could have went in on him if she wanted to, because you're presenting things that he didn't think you had, or that he wouldn't show that he was a liar, which she did. And he saw that, went on his stream earlier, and didn't even mention the things that she brought up, because that probably would have made him look stupid.
But I like the way that she said he's functioned almost as a Yelp review for this tour. So she had her expectations kind of set by things that he said. So when she got there, she's like, oh my God, that this is a totally different experience than what I was expecting. Like, she was probably seeing clips and like, okay, it's not looking like exactly what he's saying, but let me see. And then she got there and was like, oh, he lied. This ain't nothing like what he was trying to build it up to be.
We got Corey's nephew in the building. What up, Rack and Holcomb? He said,
is that for real, his nephew?
No, I just same last
because the name. Yeah,
I was gonna play it out too. I was gonna be like, niggas like, what? Huh? What? You support your show? Had this nigga come back on too and talk about this bitch ass nigga from Minnesota think he got my nephew in his goddamn. Hey, that ain't my nephew, nigga.
I don't know him.
Out there speaking for me. He said, I was just there yesterday. Amazing show. Fuck what the people saying online. Come outside for real and enjoy hip hop. Niggas acting like this nigga Kendrick came out with some fucking hip hop bibbity bop. Tie my shoe. It's a kabadibba habba hibbity hibba skibbity my hibbity bibbity, and I like big titty big. Like this nigga's a real artist, bro. However you want to look at it, the nigga's a real artist and he puts on a great show, and you gotta respect it at the end of the day.
You know what annoys me too, GMS, is like when people sit there and try to be like, oh, I feel sorry for Kendrick because he has to sing Not Like Us for the rest of his life for people to know who he is. And it's like, idiots. Like, any artist that is touring are doing songs from 20 years ago that people know and enjoy. So do y'all say that when he sings Loyalty? Do y'all say that when he sings All Right or Money Trees or Poetic Justice? Or is it just Not Like Us that y'all feel like he should feel like, you know, bad about having to sing because people know it? Like,
they treat this nigga like all he do is put out Mos Def records and shit. Well, all due respect, I love Mos Def.
I like Umi Says, that's my shit.
But it's like, y'all be thinking that this nigga Kendrick just be in one pocket. Like, this nigga makes a lot of great records. He isn't just somebody that just makes conscious shit all the time, or you got to sit there and have a dictionary to find out what the fuck they are, or fucking gotta channel your inner chakras and like, come on, fam. It's not even that. And it's funny because like a lot of the narratives that are being pushed by a lot of the Drake stans are things that they came up with themselves. Kendrick is not this god or this big fucking entity where he just, oh, you lyrical miracle. Y'all the ones that put that shit out there.
Drake fans, and I'm gonna do a video at some point on this, but honestly, this has showed me Drake fans have turned into barbs. I'm not even joking.
Yeah,
it's like Drake fans are barbs, like Kendrick fans are Barty Gang, and it's weird because it's kind of flipped as far as skills, right? Like, clearly Nicki Minaj is a more skilled rapper than Cardi B. We all know that, and everything. But when it comes to her fans are rabid, they're hateful, they're delusional, they're crazy. You know what I'm saying? And that's how Drake stans have turned. They've turned into being rabid, delusional, and crazy about stuff. And it's very odd. You know what I'm saying? It's like, you don't have to love everything Kendrick does, but why are you mad that I do? Like, what does it change about your day that I love what Kendrick's doing? Why is it pissing you off so much that you turning red?
See,
you know,
and we keep seeing examples. We keep seeing examples of hypocrisy because the first night of GNX tour, when Kendrick was performing the song that he has with Playboy Cardi, the Cardi album that just dropped,
Yeah.
Kendrick, he used that as a reference to say people weren't singing the words to his song. Oh, when you go to a Cardi concert or when you go to a Weekend or go to a Drake concert, you can't even listen. Drake just puts the fucking microphone out and everybody sings every word. Like, you know, it's just a difference. Like, people sing every word. I didn't hear people singing every word. Now, fast forward, Cardi is on tour with The Weeknd. He comes out and starts performing his song. This nigga stopped his song and had to perform another one because there was no energy in the crowd. When nobody singing shit, when nobody hype jumping and trying to have demonic screams. So now what's your excuse for that, Ak? Because he's supposed to be one of the biggest. Akademiks said that he was about to save hip hop. Playboy Cardi's new album. He said that this is what's going to save hip hop and get away from the Drakes and the Kendrick and all this other shit that people been dick riding and, you know, Kendrick making or destroying hip hop. Here comes Cardi to resurrect it. And guess what? That shit came and went. You know, it sucks because I'm so disappointed with like the way Ak has handled this. I was feeling low-key proud of him, like when this whole beef was kicking off last year, because Akademiks became the place that people were going to watch what was going on with the beef. You know what I'm saying? Because he was plugged in, you know, and things were getting dropped, and you know, between Drake and Kendrick, whatever, and like people were calling into his stream. Charlamagne was calling in, DJ Head was calling in, I think Elliot called in, like all these journalists were calling in. Ak was primed to really do his thing and be seen with more respect, and then he just kicked all that to the side and decided to bend over. And I don't understand why. Like, it's no one saying you can't still love your favorite artist. We know Drake's your favorite artist, but you have taken this and made it so personal. Like, you hate Kendrick and you hate anything he does and you hate anyone that loves his stuff. You ruined your own shit with that. It's crazy. And you're trying to still appeal to teenagers and stuff. And you got to be almost 40 by now. Like, why don't you grow with your audience? Like, you know what I'm saying? These young streamers, they appeal to teenagers. You know what I mean? Like the ones that he used to collab with until that whole 15-year-old. People who are far way removed from what the culture of hip hop music is, or don't know the lineage, don't know the history behind it, don't know really what the deal is with. Are we here? We good?
Yeah, we good.
Okay, I seen something just changed. I don't know if it's mine.
Yeah, it glitched for a second.
Okay.
But either.
Drake trying to get this stream pulled down. But no, what I was gonna say before I close this out is believe less than half of what you hear on the internet. A lot of these things are opinion based, even with these guys that say they got connections. Who knows if they can rely on their connections? This nigga had a direct source to Drake, and Drake lied to this nigga directly already. Already. So when somebody, I don't care who it is, if a nigga start telling you, I talked to so-and-so and they told me this, you shouldn't even believe that shit off the bat. And this nigga still was riding for this nigga and watching him go to other streams and not his own, talking about he doesn't owe me a stream. Yeah, he does. Drake owes you
at this point,
streams,
he really
dog.
does. Yeah,
because the way you've been going hard and using your platforms to try to help maintain this man's image and his name, Drake should have. It should have been a no-brainer. You shouldn't even have to ask that nigga. Drake should just be hitting you and say, "Hey, nigga, when you free, I'm pulling up."
Yep.
But of course, if you a dick rider and you somebody who is obsessed with the nigga and that's your favorite artist, you're gonna try to find any excuse as to why it's okay for that to happen. But he's going to all your peers who you speak to. You got to FaceTime Aiden Ross to be able to see Drake in person, do some shit on stream. You can't. He's not coming over there. Drake's not pulling up to your house. He's not gonna sit in that stinking ass room while you sit up there and have. So you got to go somewhere. You got to go to the studio and have that conversation.
Go to your off the record studio or somewhere, and
now
But he does deserve it.
Now, Binky, I have kept you here for 2.5 hours.
This was fun. You need to have me more.
You.
I would definitely come and guest with you whenever you want me to.
My back sweating. I'm finna go to the pool, man. They opened up the pool. That's why I keep looking out the windows. I'm like, how many people there so far? I only see 3, so we good. We finna go out to the pool and just sit there and enjoy the sun, enjoy some water. I'm fortunate to have a fucking pool, man. I feel great about that.
I bet you do. Wait, can I give a shout out before we end?
Yeah, go ahead.
Can we shout out? Okay, so I just want to say, first of all, thank you for having me,
of course,
on your stream, on your show. Thank you to the GMS fam for being welcoming and having good dialogue with us. I want to shout out to the 3Gs podcast that GMS and I are a part of. So shout out to AP and Pat G, our brothers over there. And, check me out, Binky Bianca, on YouTube as well.
Yeah, go follow Binky, subscribe to Binky, hit the Cash Apps, man. If we have 5 of y'all that donated $5 to the Cash App, we most appreciate every single one of y'all, man. Shout out to the people that have already, man. Sean Mims, thank you for the Cash App, and also thank you for the super chats, man. Jesus Ramirez and Sean Mims, I appreciate y'all. GMS fam, the green room. I was gonna try to get to this Diddy shit, but to be honest, I don't even want to start that till the actual trial starts. Like when people start talking, you know what I'm saying? I want to hear opening arguments. I want to go live for that shit. So we'll get to that at some other point. I'm gonna take it out the title and put Binky's name in it. So just I'm gonna see y'all later, man. Appreciate y'all. Thank y'all. Put a GMS in the chat. I'm finna turn on this music and get up out of here, man. One love to the GMS fam. We are outie. Y'all got 2 minutes to put the GMS in the chat. 2 minutes, goddamn it. 2 minutes.